from. They've still got 5 wickets in the can there, haven't they, in the bag, and they've 7 overs. You get that down to maybe 4 overs to go with 5. You can start to play freely again. I think this over's pretty key. How you play out Kuggeleijn, because he has been fast and he's been aggressive.
He's bowling the 14th over. Kuggeleijn, he bowls Imad, who cuts behind square, and he's going to get 4 runs. Terrific shot from Imad. Just a little bit of width, and he smashed it through their backward point region. 77 for 5. Imad is 18.
Your clever batting, wasn't it? Because he actually created a little bit of width for him. He stood and he just backed off the leg a tad. He's thinking, okay, quick bowler, probably going to look first ball just to hit a good solid back of a length style delivery, and the bounce would be there, and he hit it on top of the bounce and used the pace, hit it behind point. Good, clever piece of batting.
Partnership is 38 between Imad and Shadab, the captain, and it's Scott Kuggeleijn over the wicket again to Imad. He's driving this time and cutting across to cut that one off at mid-off is the captain Santner, and there is 1 run, 78 for 5.
He freaked me out a bit, I think, Kuggeleijn, the way that he goes back and he stands and he almost schemes, doesn't he, at the top of his mark, and he has a little hip in his shot and he rattles the ball in his hand, and you think as a batsman, what's he got in store here? What's he got in store for me? And you know it's coming quickly if it's a fast ball as well. It's coming at around about 144 clicks, which is quite scary. But yeah, he'd make you think, because it's very purposeful at the top of his mark.
And here he is at the top of his mark. Takes a couple of steps forward and then steps back again and starts this trot in. Very familiar, and he bowls this time to Shadab, and it tightens him up, and he manages to tuck it just on the onside, and they'll take a single. 79 for 5.
It looks like a long jumper at the start of their run, doesn't he? Or even a high jumper, just going through the imagery.
It's that pause, isn't it, as he swings on his feet waiting to start the run.
And a little rock back.
Triple jumper maybe.
No, he's a fast bowler though.
Well, he's doing a good job here. 2.5 overs, 1 for 15. Scott Kuggeleijn. Imad is 19. Shadab is 23. Pakistan 79 for 5 in the 14th over as Kuggeleijn bowls, and this time it's uppish and down at third man and gobbling the catch. It is taken, and Imad is out. He tried to repeat the shot from earlier. He got this one too high, and the catch has been taken at third man, and Pakistan lose their 6th wicket at 79. Imad out for 19.
We just ran it. He just tried to run it, but if you're going to run it, you've got to run it finer than that. He's run it straight to Tickner, who's one of the tallest blokes on the park. If he was more the width was there, that if he'd looked to slash it, it might have gone finer and gone all the way for 6, or it might have gone squarer. But by running that slightly wider, shorter ball, you do tend to pick out third man. It's exactly what he's done.
So Imad Wasim caught by Tickner off the bowling of Kuggeleijn for 19. Pakistan 79 for 6. And Ashraf has made his way out to Eden Park to join the captain Shadab, who's on 23. Good partnership though, 40 from 32 in the context of this innings. Much improved from Pakistan.
It's a shame, isn't it, if you're a Pakistan supporter, because they were getting just a little bit of momentum into the innings. They were starting to get something to launch from, and bang, it's just all gone again. They'll have to spend the next couple of overs trying to establish themselves at the crease again before they can go again. So now your launching pad is more like about 17 overs.
Well, you talked about at the start of this over, this was a key over for them to continue this sort of preparation for the launch at the end, and unfortunately that wicket has set them back a little bit. And Faheem Ashraf is the new batsman, 79 for 6 in the 14th over. Just joining us, Jacob Duffy on debut, 3 wickets. Scott Kuggeleijn's taken 2 and conceded just the 15 runs. So here it is, first ball for Faheem, and he plays across the line, tries to pull it onto the onside, makes no contact, it's through to Seifert. Score remains 79 for 6.
Oh, it's another bloke who's tried to play a shot that I think only the Don could probably pull off. First ball, it was just short, it was quick, it was over the top of off stump, and he's tried to whistle it away over forward square leg on a fast surface that he hasn't got the pace for, and he's been in quarantine for 2 weeks. And I didn't think Don Bradman could do that.
79 for 6 is Kuggeleijn. Bowls again to Faheem. Faheem is playing it up, and it's a terrific shot. He's just lifted that one over wide-ish mid-off, and it's gone for 4. Welcome boundary, his first. Ashraf is 4, and Pakistan at the end of the 14th over, 83 for 6.
Now that is one to be proud of. He's just hanging back a little bit, probably expecting another shorter one. Then it was full. Because he's hanging back, it was always going to go aerial, but he's just played a lovely full blade and looked to middle the ball, giving himself a chance, didn't overhit it, and it's just carried away over probably a very straight extra cover. Lovely shot.
83 for 6 Pakistan. Shadab, the captain, on 23 from 23 deliveries, and Faheem Ashraf, who just played that glorious shot, he's on 4. Santner is coming, well, he was going to come back into the attack, but he's not. It's now going to be Sodhi who will continue from the northern end. Sodhi with figures of 1 for 21 from 3 overs so far. The wicket of Khushdil Shah, who tried to, like a lot of the Pakistan batsmen, swipe him away. When aerial, Guptill caught it. Here is Sodhi starting a new over, and he bowls, and it's short, and it's swung away over deep square for 6. Shadab goes bang, he goes to 29. Pakistan 89 for 6.
I don't think Sodhi could have bowled this any shorter. It was on its way down when it reached the batsman. It was that short, and it was down leg side. It's an absolute shocker. It got what it deserved. In fact, it probably should have gone out the ground. In fact, it didn't get. It went into the second tier. That's not what it deserved. It was worse than that. Should have gone out onto the number 2 ground.
Now the west stand here at Eden Park is, well, it's not a particularly high stand, and it was in danger there. Bit of a long hop from Sodhi to start the 15th over. 89 for 6 Pakistan. Shadab's 29. He waits again for Sodhi, and that's short again, and rocking back and playing it out front of point, and they'll take 1. 90 for 6. Shadab is 30.
You might have heard the scream there as well from the batsman. He was disappointed there. Yet again, it was short. He could have hit it anywhere, and he just picked out the boundary rider. Hit it quite high on the bat. The protection for Sodhi every so often when he does bowl one that's a bit short is it bounces a bit more, and it hits quite high on the bat. So the timing's not there, especially if you're trying to go through the offside.
Sodhi bowls again this time, and it's played down. It's like a rocking back and played down to mid-off. Deep, well, into long off, really. And there's a single. So Shadab is 30. Faheem is 5. 91 for 6 Pakistan. 8 from the first 3 balls.
I'm just a little bit wary of that one that he can skid through. So when he is short, there's a lot of shots being played into the offside.
Sodhi again. Again Shadab, and he's playing this one behind point. The player out on the boundary is going to cut it off, but not before they come back for 2. 2 more to Shadab Khan, the captain. 32 Pakistan, 93 for 6 in this, the 15th over.
And there is your opportunity when Sodhi does get short if you can get in the offside, because you've only got Glenn Phillips who's patrolling the boundaries. The only one out on the boundary on a square offside. Otherwise you've got a very straight mid-off on the boundary. A lot of room out there.
Sodhi again, and played straight down the ground by Shadab, and all the way down over long off for 6. 99 for 6 Pakistan. Shadab goes to 38.
Well, that's the other thing you could do, when you almost tenant shot it when it is that short. He is bowling a lot of short balls here, Sodhi. It's working for him because they're hitting them out to the boundary riders, but this time clever batting just cleared the front foot a bit more and went straight.
99 for 6 Pakistan. Last ball of the 15th over. Sodhi again it's short, and Shadab can't get it through behind square, and there is no run. He's frustrated, so that ends the 15th over. Shadab is 38, Faheem is 5. Pakistan 99 for 6.
Now it was a good final over for Pakistan in terms of Sodhi's final over for the Pakistan side. They could have taken for more than that. In fact, what they get 12, 14, 16 off, but in the end, good figures for Sodhi. 1 for 37. Coughed up a lot in his final over, and that last one perhaps could have gone for 4 as well. There's no one protecting the boundary back behind point. Those 2 fielders are, well, anything that sneaks through between the two fielders who are up in the circle behind point on the offside. It's going away for 4, but just managed to pick out backward point.
Mitchell Santner's coming back into the attack, 99 for 6. Shadab 38. Faheem, the left-hander, is going to face up to Santner. He's bowling from the southern stand end of Eden Park, and it's short. It's played out on the onside, but he can't get it past Santner. He does his own fielding, and there's no run. 99 for 6, Pakistan.
How did they not get a single there? There is no one in front of the wicket on the onside. Santner's bowled a shortish ball over about middle leg, and somehow the batsman's just knocked it back to him.
Plenty of space on that onside. This time it's short, and it's played out on the offside, and they've gone through for a single. Tipped it to the run out at the non-striker's end. I don't think Santner had his hands on the ball correctly, certainly not celebrating. And so they dodged one there, but Shadab had gone a long way down the pitch.
Well, he's trying to get strike, isn't he? He's trying to get down. He'd pretty much gone halfway down, had to turn, turned on the grassy area, slipped a little bit. Sodhi was the fielder, who's not the best of moves, and I don't think the throw was quite good enough. Meaning Santner had to, well, Santner, in the end, Santner didn't even gather the ball. He was in too much of a rush to get back to the stumps, knocked the bails off with his hands.
And Shadab Khan has taken off his gloves. He's just wandering around. I think he might have, he's just in the attempt to get back in his crease. And he winded himself or something there, but he's composing himself now. Shadab at the non-striker's end. Santner, of course, the left armour, coming around the wicket to the left-handed Faheem. Ashraf, who's on 5, he bowls, and this time he swings, and the appeal for LBW from Santner. The umpire's finger stays down, 99 for 6.
Well, he's bowling left arm around to the left-hander, so there is a bit of a conversation going on here, and they're going to review. So he obviously thinks it was full enough to have pitched on the stumps and straightened. That's his only chance, bowling that angle. It's a huge angle across the left-hander.
Original decision is not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. If you can move to spin vision, thanks.
16. One more after this, Haider.
So we're looking at the replay. It's certainly full.
Coming up. All right, I'll, if we could go to ultra edge, please. Doesn't appear to be any back, but if we could go to ultra edge. Flat line, flat.
Nothing on the bat.
All the way through, thanks. There's no bat involved. Ball
It's
tracking.
spun. It's straightened.
Please.
So where's it pitched? It's got a
Ball
lot of
tracking
angle
coming
to
up
work
now.
against. Pitching just outside.
Outside leg. Wayne, I'll get you to stick with your...
So the decision will remain not out. The score will stay 99 for 6. And this the 16th over. Pakistan won the toss, elected to bat first in a bit of a battle. And they've got themselves closing in on 3 figures with 4.5 overs of the innings to go. Here is Santner, he bowls, and it's fuller. And this time Faheem just plays it out in front of himself, no run, 99 for 6.
What do you do if you should have here? You want to get down on strike. 4 dot balls bowled. Almost, if you're desperate to get on strike, you just say to your batsman, look, you have a swing, I don't want to go and bat the next 2. Have to work a single, I'd rather stay down here, thanks.
Here's Santner around the wicket again. And again, the shout for LBW. This one a little more unconvincing, and again not given out. And again, no run, 99 for 6.
He's just not giving Ashraf, the left-hander, any room at all. So left arm around the wicket, pitching it on around about leg stump and straightening, and he's just got nothing to work with.
5 dot balls. Here he is, this time playing it. He'll keep the strike too. Pakistan's 100 will come up. He's played it to every player just almost in a gully position. They've gone through for the single. It's the end of the over. 16 overs have been bowled by New Zealand here at Eden Park. Pakistan have 100 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. Shadab is 38. Ashraf is 6.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be Ashraf right now. I think he'll be getting a bollocking mid-pitch. Well, he's just played 5 dots and then worked the single and retained the strike when Shadab was just trying to get on strike the whole of the last over.
Yeah, 1 run off that 4th over from Mitchell Santner. 4 overs for 18 for him. And the 16th over of the innings goes for just 1. 100 for 6. So 4 overs remaining in the Pakistan innings. Shadab is on 38, but he hasn't faced for an over. So the captain will be a little bit grumpy, and Blair Tickner's going to bowl from the northern end.
Sorry, I can't count.
I'll tell you what, I'm thinking if I'm Seifert, keep with one glove here because they'll try a run through if he misses it.
Tickner's bowled 2 overs for 13. Faheem Ashraf is 6 off 9, and it'll be Tickner who will bowl from the northern end. Down the leg side, he swings, and it's a wide. Pakistan 101 for 6.
Well, that'll help. At least it's a run and another ball. He shut up here. The other thing, he was starting to bat quite nicely. He's 38 from 28. Now he's had all his momentum stolen from him from Ashraf. No, understandably, once you get 6 wickets down, your next players are mainly bowlers. They're there to bowl. You don't think about their batting because you shouldn't need them in T20 cricket.
Here's Tickner again. Bowls to Ashraf, and this time he will get the single. He's gone through. Shadab's had to sprint. Got tangled up with Tickner. Ball played out just in the offside in front of the batsman. They come through for the single. 102 for 6. Gee, they didn't make it easy on that one either, though, Rick.
Well, I think it was Ashraf. Then managed to do the right thing, dropped it down at his feet, took off, and then just ran straight at Shadab and got in his way. So he nearly... Oh, it's a shambles out there. It really is.
Blair Tickner also had come flying forward as the bowler to stop the run, just to add to the concoction of what was going on in the centre of the pitch. The upshot is that Shadab Khan has the strike. He's on 38. He's faced 28 deliveries. He's by far Pakistan's top scorer, and Blair Tickner is going to bowl to him. Here he is. He bowls. He swings, and he plays it down to a third man coming across as Sodhi. He'll cut it off. Shadab's coming back for the second. He'll have to run, but he will get home. And so Shadab will keep the strike. He is 40. 104 for 6 Pakistan, and this the 17th over, rather.
Well, it's all on Shadab now, isn't it? It was a nice shot there. He just waited for the extra pace and bounce. Tried to get over the top, but couldn't quite, but got it fine enough. Nice work, actually, from Sodhi, who slid, got down, got up, got it in.
Here's Tickner again. He bowls to Shadab, and Shadab swings, and this one is out to the sweeper on the bounce. One bounce to Martin Guptill on the boundary. They will get 1 run. Shadab is 41. Pakistan 105 for 6.
Yeah, Guptill roaming the boundary now. It's about this point in time where you put your best fielders out there as well in those key positions. It used to be you had your best fielders in the ring because you're worried about cutting off ones and diving around. No, it's all about stopping boundaries from now. So stick your fast man out there on the fence. Let him run.
Tickner bowls again this time, and it's down leg side to Faheem Ashraf. It's another wide. 106 for 6.
Well, he's just trying to keep it tight. He's trying to bowl at the tail end as stumps. Around roughly leg stump. Ashraf hasn't shown any inclination to back off to the leg side to create room. And he's probably not a good enough player to actually make something when there isn't room there.
Tickner comes in again. He bowls to Ashraf, and this time he swings. Again, it's leg side, but just pops out onto that onside, and they have trotted through for a single. 107 for 6. Shadab 41, Ashraf 7, and Tickner with no wicket for 19 from 2.4 overs.
Yeah, he can pretty much bowl through, can't he, Tickner? And he can bowl the 19th over, still leaves someone to bowl the last one, which I think will be Duffy.
Just joining us, Duffy, 3 wickets on his international T20 debut. Shadab is back on strike. He's on 41. Here is Tickner, bowls him, and again Shadab gives himself a bit of room, but he's only going to get 1. Plays it out square, and they take that single. 108 for 6. Shadab 42. Faheem Ashraf is 7.
And again, Shadab growls at himself after playing the shot, knowing he should have done better with it. Slower ball was short, he backed off. It was right where he wanted it. Just again, the little bit of the slower balls on this fast surface will tennis ball bounce a little bit, and he just struggled to time it, and so it just wasn't able to hit it hard enough in the gap between the boundary riders.
Last ball of the 17th over. Tickner bowls to Ashraf, and he swings, and he'll go all the way over deep square leg for 6. 114 for 6. A blow there from Faheem Ashraf. He's 13. Shadab is 42. We've had 17 overs of the Pakistan innings. 114 for 6. Let's check in with Brooke Gibson from George FM, who's in the crowd. And when we come back, it'll be Simon Dill joining Neil Wagner on Magic Talk and streaming everywhere on Rover. Brookie, you with us?
Yeah, mate, down here in the crowd. I'm not going to lie, I've done some laps, roaming reporter. I've clicked up some Ks, and we're loving it down here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not an expert on cricket, but it looks like we've possibly got the upper hand here. What do you reckon, mate?
Oh, we definitely got the upper hand. A few quick wickets at the top. We put them under the pump. Look, mate, we're in for a dub here. If I'm speaking sense.
You reckon we got it in the bag? We're going to take it home here at Eden Park. Bloody good T20. And back to you fellas upstairs there.
Perfect, Brooke. Thank you very much. In for a dub. I guess that's modern speak for we're looking like a win.
Yeah, a W. W for the win.
Okay,
So the dub,
thanks, Neil.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got someone younger alongside me who can actually help me with the modern lingo. Neil Wagner is alongside Simon Dill here at Eden Park, and Jacob Duffy back into the attack. His last ball, he's going to get another one. If Sodhi can catch it,
Brilliant
what?
catch. What a catch.
He's
What a
got
catch.
another. How good
Wow.
is that from Mario?
Brilliant.
We'll call him.
Oh, my word. That's a great catch. Running around over your head, turning around. A little bit of a helicopter, to be fair, and in the lights of Eden Park. Great grab from Sodhi.
He's come around the wicket, and Shadab Khan has looked to swing that away leg side. He's got a top edge. It's ended up going down towards the third man boundary. Sodhi was inside the circle at short third man. He's turned right shoulder, run, done a full circle like a pirouette, thrust the hands out and taken it. Shadab Khan gone for 42. Pakistan 114 for 7 now.
What a catch. And it's the last place Sodhi would have thought they would go. Sort of playing a shot to go towards the leg side of the field, leading edge, and it's coming to you on the opposite side of the field, and you have to run all the way around. Superb catch.
Oh, how good. He's not known, without being harsh, not known for his great fielding, Sodhi, but I'll give him that. That was brilliant.
Yep, you're spot on. We do give him a lot of stick about that, Dully. We do
More
give him...
so about his pace at getting to the ball rather than his hands. He's got good hands once he gets there.
And he does try. He does try to get there, but yeah, he does get a little bit slower than other guys. And we do give him a bit of stick at it, but he always tries hardish. And to be fair on him, he has got a good set of hands on him. And that is a great catch, great outfield catch. It's unbelievable movement to spin all the way around that and be able to keep your head still, get the ball in. And Jacob Duffy is on fire.
Wahab Riaz is the new batsman. Ashraf is 12. Pakistan 114 for 7. First T20 international between these two sides here at Eden Park. First of 3, Duffy again. Bowls this time just outside the line of off stump and worked down towards third man. He's got 4 for 20. Is he 4 for
4
14?
for 14.
4 for
3.2 overs. It's an absolute dream start, Simon Dill. It is a start you can only dream as a kid. And I don't think Jacob Duffy was woken up this morning thinking he's going to have 4 for 14 on his debut T20 match at Eden Park of all grounds.
Goodness me. 4 balls remaining in his spell. 115 for 7, Pakistan. Winning the toss, batting first. Duffy around the wicket, short, high in the air, away over the keeper. No fielder there, and I think that might have gone all the way for Wahab Riaz. Off the mark with a 6.
Quite unlucky there, Jacob Duffy. Sort of a little bit telegraphed. He's got around the wicket, all the 4 guys out on the leg side on the boundary, and a top edge. It's the shortest boundary in Eden Park, straight over the keeper's head.
Yeah, the 2 options here, I think, with this field are the Yorker in at leg stump or the short ball. Just got that one a little bit wrong, and Wahab with a bit of good luck. This time he goes short again. Pace off it perhaps, and Wahab swings it out to deep square leg. He'll pick up 122 for 7. Wahab Riaz is 7, Ashraf is 14.
You're right, Simon. That's his 2 options. It's going either short into the wicket or going full, but then also being able to take the pace off. Don't mind that option. Don't mind him coming around the wicket and doing that, and give yourself a crack at it and trying to get a wicket.
Really high, that last one. Here's Duffy again, back over the wicket to the left-handed, and he has crunched it. Long off, turns, looks high into the grandstand that is up near us. Neil Wagner, lovely strike. Faheem Ashraf, he moves through to 20. Pakistan to 128 for 7.
It's a lovely shot, a lovely cricket shot, probably the shot of the day. Hasn't missed by much. He's tried to go for the Yorker, just end up missing the hole, and just a lovely lofted drive.
Mark Richardson called it earlier. Don't give Jacob Duffy the easy option by giving him 4 in a row. Make him bowl one towards the death. They've done it. Here he is again. Swung away leg side. This will be 6 more. Brilliant from Faheem Ashraf. 3 sixes in the over so far. 2 to this man, Faheem Ashraf. 1 to Wahab Riaz. After a wicket off the first ball, Duffy ends up bowling his 4 overs, 4 for 33. A tough last one, but a great start to his international career, Neil.
Great start to his international career. I feel sorry for him for those last 2 balls, just ruining the figures a little bit, but he'll take a lot from this, take a lot of confidence and a lot of learnings from it. We spoke about it earlier, Dooley. Get to 140, this Pakistan team. Get to 140. They've got 2 overs left. They've got a little partnership, and funny how things can switch around in T20 cricket.
Well, 150's on the cards now. 16 away from 150 with a brilliant bowling attack.
They can definitely give themselves something to bowl to here. And also, like we said earlier, it's a younger, inexperienced New Zealand team. Their batting lineup, if they can get early wickets, they can put us under pressure. Got to finish strong here, got to finish well and make sure we get them under that 150 run mark.
Well, it's going to be Scott Kuggeleijn with the 19th over from the northern end of Eden Park. 134 for 7, Pakistani bowls. It's short, high in the air. Could it be another one? Could it be another one? It could. It is not. Duffy spilt it. He got there. Worked hard to get there. He was at short, fine leg. Ended up a roundabout square leg by the umpire. Got his hands to it, but just spilled out at the last minute.
Very unfortunate. It's a great effort. Diving effort. It's gone a long way up into the sky. And full stretch on the dive. Just popped out of his hands.
Almost went too far in
Just
the end,
went
didn't
a little bit too far. Another chance goes bigging. You want to try and grab these chances as much as you can. It's unfortunate for Duffy and Kuggeleijn.
It resulted in 2. So Pakistan 136 for 7. Bowls again, Kuggeleijn. Short. Through to the keeper. Swing and a miss from Wahab Riaz. Good option.
Great option from Kuggeleijn. Again, just using his pace and his bounce. He's been bowling really good pace tonight, Scott Kuggeleijn. He's been into the mid-140s. A number of occasions. That one fizzing through nicely again. Interesting what he follows it up here. The field just set to look like it can go again over that Yorker straight to the stumps. Or the short ball into the body.
He's a big lad, Wahab Riaz. He can strike the ball a long way. Right-hander on strike to Kuggeleijn. Right arm over the wicket. Bowls into the pitch. High in the air. Who wants this one? The skipper. Santner. Easy. Comfortable. Underneath it. Reverse cup. He was at mid-off. Just had to go to his right. Maybe about 5 metres on the edge of the circle. Reverse cup. Too easy. Kuggeleijn picks up another. He's got 3 into his last over. Wahab's short stay at the crease ends with 9 to him, and Pakistan now 136 for 8.
Very good from Scott Kuggeleijn. Again, not going away from his plan, backing the wicket, backing the facilities, trying to hit the wicket hard to the tail enders, making sure he hits the stickers, asked a hard question for them to hit the ball against the line, cross the line, and really well done by Scott Kuggeleijn, using that pace to his advantage. And Wahab Riaz just lobs it up to mid-off. Great ball from Scott Kuggeleijn.
Yeah, good. It's been good from all the New Zealand bowlers tonight. Let's run you through very quickly. Mohammad Rizwan out for 17. Caught Phillips, bowled Duffy. Shafique was out without scoring. Caught Chapman, bowled Duffy. Haider Ali caught and bowled Kuggeleijn for 3. Mohammad Hafeez out, first ball. Caught Chapman, bowled Duffy. Shadab Khan, 42, the top scorer. Caught Sodhi, bowled Duffy. Shah, Khushdil Shah was out. Caught Guptill, bowled Sodhi for 16. And Imad Wasim caught Tickner, bowled Kuggeleijn for 19. Wahab Riaz, the man just out for 9. Caught Santner, bowled Kuggeleijn. It is Shaheen Shah Afridi, the new batsman. Not out. And Ashraf is on strike. He's 26 from 15. Kuggeleijn bowls to him now over the wicket. He cuts it backward a point. Away to the boundary for 4. Lovely timing from Faheem Ashraf.
Again, Scott Kuggeleijn coming over the wicket to the left-hander, creating a bit of width with the pace and the bounce, just uses it, hits it over point, pierces that gap nicely and gets 4. Would love to see Scott Kuggeleijn come around the wicket here to tuck the left-hander up. Just give him no width, be able to go at his stumps and at his body. Wasn't that far off the off stump, it wasn't far off that line, but just using that pace, using that width, creating that room.
And it's the angle as well. Scott Kuggeleijn bowled him from quite wide of the crease. He's He's not a guy that is right up and over top of in his action. Everything's angling into the right-handers or away from the left-handers. Good batting, Faheem Ashraf. Here he is again, Kuggeleijn in. Bowls to the left-hander, takes a little bit of pace, maybe off that, but angles it back in this time. Good response. They'll pick up 1, Pakistan. So Ashraf moves to 31. Pakistan to 141 for 8. 1 ball remaining here. So Neil Wagner, to me, this is a free hit for Shaheen Shah Afridi.
It sure
0,
is.
2, 4 or 6. Don't get 1 or 3.
Sure is. It sure is. If you're on strike now, as a batsman there, you may as well have a swing here and make the most of it. You back the batsman from the other end who's in and on to use it with the next batsman coming in and use the full, I guess, 6 balls to his advantage. So this is definitely a hit for him. Be interested to see where he goes, what Kuggeleijn's going to do. If he's going to go that short ball plan or if he's going to try and hit the stumps here.
Got to keep Faheem Ashraf on strike. So Shaheen Shah Afridi with his first ball. Kuggeleijn bowls, it's full. They won't take 1. Oh, they will take 1. Is he going to go back for 2? No, he's not. Shaheen Shah Afridi will keep the strike. Ends the Scott Kuggeleijn spell. He's bowled 4 overs. Very good in the end. 3 for 27, Scott Kuggeleijn. Shaheen is 1. Ashraf is 31 from 17. And Pakistan with 1 to go. 142 for 8.
Yep, it's like you said, Dooley. It's a free hit that, but when you bowl in the block hole at the stumps, I guess your reaction is to make sure you just block it out and in a good sort of way. If it's a good ball, argue if we're going to see 1 there, but it could come down to 1 run in the end of the game as well. So that 150 is still on the cards as Blair Tickner is going to bowl the last over of the New Zealand innings.
Well, 5 for 39. 5 for 39, 6 for 79. Pakistan were. So if you can post 150 after being there and in that much trouble, it's a really good performance.
That's a win for the batting team, that, in my opinion, Dooley. It's definitely a win for the batting team.
Yeah, spot on. Here's Tickner round the wicket. Left-hander goes bang downtown. That 150 looking more like 160 now. Half volley from Blair Tickner and Shaheen Shah Afridi. Don't worry about it, Ashraf.
Well,
I'll take the strike. I'll put him out of the park.
Simon, here we go and say, no, I'm not. I'm taking 1 here, mate. I want to have a dip of this. This is an unbelievable shot. In the slot, straight down the ground. He can hold the bat, Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Big man, too.
He's a big man. He's a tall unit.
Here's Tickner again, bowls and takes the pace off that one. Goes past the outside edge. Good running. Brilliant running. Shaheen took off. It was a bye, but he's dived. He's shown that he wants it. Gets Ashraf back on strike. 149, 4 balls to go. 8 wickets down.
And Shaheen is on 7 of 3. He's done his job.
Yeah, he has. Been very good. Tickner, though, with a good delivery. Pace off that one. It just gripped a touch of the surface.
Did grip a touch. Definitely did grip a touch. That's something the Pakistan team will notice and think about later on. And hopefully there might be a bit of dew. They might have a factor to it. We'll see.
Here he is again. Blair Tickner around the wicket to the left-hander. Swings this one away towards mid-wicket. Should be out. Guptill comes around. Oh, pops out, but it back in. Popped out of Martin Guptill's hand, but it luckily for him went straight up. He was able to grab it on the second grab. And Tickner picks up a wicket. Guptill out at deep mid-wicket. Takes the catch. And Faheem Ashraf, a very good innings, comes to an end finally.
Very good catch from Martin Guptill. Very good awareness, knowing where the boundary rope is. Knowing that he's in, just pops out, has a second grab at it. And also good from Devon Conway, being there in support, that if he needed to throw the ball back into the boundary, that he was there if needed. Very good finish here towards that. To get another wicket here, bowl them out, would be really good for the New Zealand team.
Yeah, 3 balls remaining. 149 for 9. Ashraf, 31 of 18, just been dismissed. So between Shadab Khan, the skipper, 42 of 32, Imad Wasim 19 of 14, and Faheem Ashraf 31 of 18. They've just pulled things around a little bit for Pakistan. 3 balls remaining. Shaheen is back on strike. Tickner bowls. Short, straight up, behind the keeper. It's going to go down towards the boundary. It'll be 2. Sodhi does well. Slaps it back in, and Tim Seifert cleans up.
They've given themselves something to bowl for yet. Something to bowl to. Simon, just 150, they got it. We said 140. Get to 140 runs and give yourself something to bowl to with their bowling unit. They got themselves to 150. It's definitely really good partnership throughout the lower order to get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, I think this is a terrific total after being in so much trouble. 1 for 8, 2 for 20, 3 for 20, 4 for 20, 5 for 39. New Zealand were all over this game, and Pakistan have found a way to fight back. 2 balls remaining. Short and hit the body of Shaheen Afridi from Blair Tickner. He misses out it, tries to swing it away to the onside. They'll pick up a leg by, I think, or was it off the glove? Maybe 1 run. Shaheen to 10, Pakistan 152 for 9. 1 ball remaining, and it's Haris Rauf on strike.
This could be interesting. This is a free hit again. This could be the ugliest shot of the night, to be fair.
Yeah, more known for his bowling, Haris Rauf, and his ability with blade, but you don't get these opportunities too often. As a number 10, number 11, you come out, 1 ball to go, just swing. If you miss it, who cares?
Hey.
Nobody's going to blame you.
And if you hit a 6, everyone on the team comes charging in, patting you the back, saying you grab a similar little bit of momentum going into a bowling innings.
Yeah, gives you a little bit for the bowl as well. So here is Tickner now. Last ball, short, wide. He swings, he misses. Seifert throws it back at the stumps. They pick up a Baidu, Pakistan, and after being in all sorts of trouble early, they have managed to rally and post 153 for 9 in their 20 overs. Will it be competitive? Time will tell. But it's a lot better than it looked like for a long time, Neil Wagner.
100%. Simon, I think they've given their bowlers something to bowl at. They've given themselves a little bit of a sniff in this game, given themselves a chance to say, hey, if we can get a couple of early wickets in this New Zealand batting lineup, a younger team, we can put pressure on them and we can give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, there's high fives, there's handshakes all round for the likes of Jacob Duffy, for Scott Kuggeleijn, who put a very good performance in tonight with the ball. 4 overs, 3 for 27. Duffy, 4 overs, 4 for 33. And a little bit expensive in his last over, but a terrific debut for Jacob Duffy tonight. And you feel that New Zealand's Black Caps will walk off Eden Park right now feeling the better of the two sides. But I've said it before tonight, and I think we all have, this Pakistan bowling lineup is outstanding. Do not be surprised. If there's one team that can defend a total like this, it is this side.
Very much so, Simon. I've got one question for you. The only question I've got is James Neesham not bowling tonight. Is that because the other bowlers bowl really well?
Yeah, a little bit of both, I think. There's a little bit of both in that, and I think they want to see what the others are like, what Kuggeleijn, what Tickner, what Duffy have got to offer. So from Eden Park, we'll take a short break. Pakistan 153 for 9, the first of 3 T20s between the Black Caps and Pakistan. New Zealand need 154 to win.
Magic Talk and Rovers commentary team choose to stay at the Siebel Auckland Viaduct Harbour. Book online at accor.com/New Zealand, official hotel supplier for New Zealand cricket. Once you've digested the turkey and 25 brandy snaps from Christmas lunch, put your feet up this Boxing Day and turn on Magic Talk and Rover for live ball-by-ball coverage of the first test match between the Black Caps and Pakistan from the Bay Oval in Tauranga.
It was dare I say it, a crazy single from Henry Nicholls. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Take us on the road with you via the Rover app or text north or south to 3920 to find our frequency at your beach house. Magic Talk and Rover.
With Xero, Builder Mikey can spend less time sorting quotes and more time finishing off my extension.
But first, time for Smoko?
I'll get the pies. Try Xero's new starter plan free for 30 days. Find out more at xero.com/starter. Terms apply.
Give more Christmas for under $20 at The Warehouse. Mix and match H&H men's stripe, pocket and printed tees 2 for $16, or give the Monopoly Bid card game only $10. Give more Christmas to your whānau with The Warehouse. Conditions apply.
How lucky we are to live in a city where you can step on a Red Boats ferry and enjoy the legendary Upper Harbour cruise to the award-winning Riverhead and historic Devon. Take the family and friends for a lunch or dinner, and on Sundays listen to some live music. Cruises start on December 26th and run daily until January 20th, leaving from West Haven Marina and pick up from Birkenhead. Book your Riverhead summer cruise now at theredboats.co.nz.
Missed the big game? No worries. Catch all the highlights and post-match analysis from every Black Caps match on Magic Talk this season with Rover's Inside Edge podcast. Listen now on Rover, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Timing magnificent.
It's an absolute screamer running around the boundary.
Don't drop the ball this summer. Get the Inside Edge podcast on Rover, driven by Novus Glass. Got a chip on your windscreen? Don't just notice it, Novus it.
Head down to Botany Bunnings this weekend and get a free photo with Santa at his tool shed from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make sure you view times and book online at bunnings.co.nz. Bring home a little magic this Christmas.
Santa's driving electric this Christmas. Will you? Hi, I'm Hadley from Auckland City Electric Vehicles. We'll help you make the switch with the largest selection of top-grade electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles in the country. Nissan Leafs, BMW i3s, X-Trail hybrids and V-Dubs. New stock arriving daily, all trades welcome, and remember, all our cars include a 3-year warranty. Only at Auckland City Electric Vehicles, 83 Barry's Point Road, Takapuna, just 2 minutes north of the bridge.
Watch out, Aucklanders. Water use has been creeping up this week. That means we're getting close to the tipping point where harsher water restrictions may be considered. Now is the time to be more water-wise. So stick to your 4-minute showers and follow the outdoor water restrictions. You can use a water blaster and hoses fitted with trigger nozzles too. Just don't leave them unattended. Do it right and she'll be right. For detailed information on the restrictions, go to watercare.co.nz.
Before I left school, I was looking at my options and I was thinking I've always wanted to work with kids, and that led me to vocational education and training. I was so excited when I got my certificate in early childhood education. Coming here every day, helping young people get their start, I can't think of anything more important than that. I love it so much, it doesn't really feel like work.
Vocational education and training. The choice is yours. Find out more at vocationnation.govt.nz.
Keep you and your family cool this summer with a Mitsubishi Heavy Industries heat pump. Recommended by Consumer in 2020, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries heat pumps were top performers in both quietness and energy efficiency. Plus, MHI's clean air technology will capture and neutralise allergens, odours, bacteria and viruses and help keep your home fresh. Choosing a heat pump? Choose the one that comes recommended. Find an installer at mhiheatpumps.co.nz.
A message from New Zealand Police. Whenever you're driving this summer, the roads will be busy, so be patient and stay focused. Choose water or alcohol-free drinks. That way, you'll have a 0% chance of a positive breath alcohol test. And by being 100% sober, you're much more likely to arrive alive.
News from News Hub, New Zealand's #1 news source.
Reports of the devastation left by Cyclone Yasa are coming to light as Fiji comes to terms with its aftermath. Houses and community buildings have been flattened by ferocious winds. New Zealand is sending an Orion aircraft to survey the damage. National claims a scathing report into the country's COVID-19 border response shows the need for a dedicated agency. The Roche-Simpson paper found a lack of clarity around testing and lack of forward planning. National spokesperson Chris Bishop says a dedicated agency would act as a centre of expertise and could enforce compliance. A union says more red tape for the adventure tourism sector will require more resource and budget. It's one recommendation in a report into the sector following the Whakaari eruption that left 22 people dead. In sport, a dominant day too for Team New Zealand as Team UK's woes continue at the America's Cup World Series in Auckland. Team New Zealand blitzed the Brits by over a minute and a half in both races, despite a starting error by helmsman Peter Burling in race 2. Luna Rossa beat American Magic before the US syndicate got revenge in race 2. And a bad day at the office for Lydia Ko. The Kiwi golfer is well down the field at the Tour Championship after a 2-over-par opening round, 9 shots off the pace. From News Hub, I'm Richard Badley.
The Ryan Bridge Drive Show, leading New Zealand's conversation. 4 till 7 p.m. weekdays.
Hi, Mark. I just think you should treat everybody the way you want to be treated yourself.
My mum says this as well.
Yeah.
Treat other people how you would like to be treated. But some people like bondage. Some people like masochists. Some people like to be, abused, Mark.
Magic Talk.
Get in touch with the commentary box at any time by texting cricket. Leave a space in your message to 3920 now. Magic Talk and Rover, your new home for live cricket.
Welcome back to Eden Park, the break between innings where Pakistan batting first, 153 for 9. Let's get straight down, though, to chat to Tom Bartlett, who has got the man of the hour with him, Jacob Duffy.
Jacob Duffy is with me. Jacob, congratulations! What a debut! Did you ever think when you woke up this morning 4 wickets on debut would be the way it went for you?
Honestly, mate, just like you get the Eden Park factor. You just don't want to get hit into the stands too much. So to get 4 on top of that, it's a bit of a bonus, and yeah, it's a pretty good feeling.
How did you feel out there? Obviously, you looked at home. Obviously, the wicket started to come. It was just like playing the backyard.
Nah, it's fair packing myself, mate. Start of the day was it was a long old day waiting for it to come. But honestly, once that first ball's out of the way, it's just like any other game. It was awesome.
Let me ask you about that catch, the great catch that wasn't a catch. Talk us through it.
Saw it go up and put a hand out, and it stuck in there, and then unfortunately just grazed a wee knuckle on the landing on the pad. So yeah, a bit of a shame. It would have been. Well.
What about the title? They obviously you guys did a great job as a bowling unit. They've come back at you and they've put something on the board. What do you think?
I think you take 153 at Eden Park most days of the week. Obviously, their middle and lower order batted really well, and I just stopped a few slot balls for them to get out of the park. So I think at the start of the day, that you take 153 there.
Well done tonight so far on your performance. Good luck for the rest.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
And the New Zealand batsmen, the openers Tim Seifert and Martin Guptill, have already made their way to the crease. 153 for 9. Pakistan, it was a really rare guard action that gave them a total from 4 for 20 at one point. Ricky Swanell alongside me, Mark Richardson, as we are ready for New Zealand's run chase. And it'll be Martin Guptill on strike. Tim Seifert at the far end. Shaheen to open the bowling for Pakistan. Good crowd in at Eden Park. Sun is setting now, floodlights taking full effect. There's a real buzz around as Shaheen powers in from the southern end, and he's going to have a shout early on. It's just squirted away into the onside, no run. But they have given themselves a chance, haven't they, Mark Richardson? They've given their bowlers something to have a crack at.
Yeah, I hate to agree with Simon Dill at the best of times, but I have to agree with him. They're 40 runs shy where they need to be, but this is a very, very exciting bowling attack. And they have to attack, and I think that's their nature, is to attack. They're fast, they like to bowl fast, and they will also swing the ball in a hint of shape back into Guptill there.
And there's Guptill on strike again to Shaheen. He's gone straight and picked out the fielder at mid-off. No run for Guptill, yet to get off the mark. They're chasing 154 to win New Zealand. Jacob Duffy, who we just heard from, 4 wickets on debut. His figures probably slightly ruined by that final over, but credit to him. He really set New Zealand off on the front foot, but now that's the job of the batsman. Shaheen Shah Afridi, big, tall man into Guptill again. And this time Guptill still can't get it away. Played in front of square into the onside, no run. Watchful start from Martin Guptill, the veteran opener.
Yeah, 3 similar deliveries, all on a good length, swinging into about middle stump. Guptill just giving himself a chance. Standing, waiting, playing traditional. He hit the second one very firmly, down to mid-off. Now what will he do? Will he change his position on the crease? Will he shuffle around? I don't think. He may be thinking about whistling it away behind square if this continues to swing in.
Shaheen, the left armour, into Guptill. That's gone just in front of square. They'll set off. They'll be good running, these two. Seifert and Guptill, 2 good quick runners between the wickets, and Guptill and New Zealand off the mark.
Yeah, nice little adjustment in line from Shaheen. Just that one was fractionally further outside off. Guptill didn't get what he wanted, which is a skill of Guptill when he's playing very well. If he doesn't get what he wants, he has a way of just knocking it down and being able to rotate and get off strike. So good batting.
Certainly played second fiddle in the West Indies series, Martin Guptill, to some of his younger counterparts in the New Zealand team. And then, of course, it's only been 2 matches, wasn't it? Didn't get a game in Tauranga. Rain set in pretty early in that third one. So Guptill looking for some runs here. It's now Seifert on strike to Shaheen, steaming and it's full. Always dug that out and they'll get a single away. Just into the onside in front of square. And he's got some good pace early, Shaheen.
Yeah, 145 that one. And they tend to do their homework, these bowlers too, no matter what form of the game it is. And if you have got that gas and you have got the ability to swing it back, there's certain players you go, you know what, I think full and straight could be the one, and very nearly struck that through Seifert.
2 weeks sitting in a hotel room, good to have something to do, don't you? Bit of homework, bit of scouting on your opposition. So it's Martin Guptill back on strike. New Zealand 2 without loss, and it's Shaheen in again, and that's squared it away down the leg side. There's an appeal for a caught behind. Umpires unmoved, Guptill unmoved, and the wicketkeeper wasn't really that into it as well. Oh, they may be having a think about it here. There's a lot of arms in the air. And no, we're going to carry on. And that will be the end of the over. New Zealand 2 without loss. Guptill 1, Seifert 1 as the timer does click down. And there'll be no review.
Bowlers think everything's out. There was a noise, and it just felt very paddy. It just sometimes when you've watched enough cricket, you get a sixth sense. What is bat? What is pad? It just felt like pad.
It's a bit more of that dull sort of flicking, thudding noise. I'm talking about with some of the reviews in the Test match. Perhaps the bowlers had a bit of a say.
Wasn't umpire Brown on his test?
How good!
Yeah.
Yeah, outstanding. Neutral umpires, of course, being used in this series due to COVID-related restrictions. One day we will not have to say that. So, from the southern end, it's going to be Imad Wasim, left arm orthodox. So, like New Zealand, it'll open up at the other end with some spin, and it'll be Tim Seifert on strike 2. Wasim early on from the south. Just push that away nicely for a single into the offside. Easily done for Seifert.
They're very standard, this from Pakistan. They often use Imad to bowl one of the first overs, one of the first 2 overs. Strange action where he almost goes beyond what they call the vertical. He always comes from behind his head, quite quick through the air as well. So by doing that, he can bowl very, very wicket to wicket.
Second over with New Zealand's chasing 154 to win. Wasim and again to Guptill, no run. Nice tidy start from Pakistan with the ball.
Imad, almost when he lets the ball go, he lets it go from almost above off stump. And so he doesn't provide much leverage for the batsman.
Just sticking that straight down. And that's Wasim here and the chatter. Guptill can't get away at the moment. 3 without loss, New Zealand. Guptill 1, Seifert 2. Seifert at the non-strikers end.
He's trying to give himself a start, isn't he, Guptill? 1 from 7. That one was short and wide and probably missed out somewhat, so that'll be ticking away.
Yes, with this awkward bowling motion, and this time Gus will slash that away. Down to third man for 4, beautifully played, and that will be just the loosener he needs. Martin Guptill through to 5, New Zealand 7 without loss.
Yeah, clever. Because it's very quick through the air and also delivered from about off stump, turning further away. So if Guptill hangs around pretty much on that leg stump, he just has to slash it. He's only got to find the gap. No one's stopping that.
Imad back in once more to Guptill, this time turned it away into the onside for a single. Imad will do his own fielding, scurries away and keeps it to just 1 for New Zealand. So Guptill on 6, Seifert 2, he's back on strike. New Zealand 8 without loss. I was thinking, I wish we could have a camera, if the people at home on the radio can see us trying to turn ourselves inside out, mimicking Imad's action.
Well, at times when I was a left arm spinner, mine started to take on some odd shapes. Didn't quite get the result that Imad tends to get.
Some quirks in the technique. As it's Seifert on strike 2. Imad Wasim. No run there. They wanted one. They're going to look for it singles, these two. Quick between the wickets, but there certainly wasn't one on offering there for New Zealand. That ends Imad's over. The Black Caps are 8 without loss, chasing 154 to win. Guptill on 6, Seifert on 2.
It's important these two do rotate the strike. And why that is important is because they're two very different batsmen. So you provide different challenges for the bowling if you can every ball. Guptill, tall, elegant player, likes to hit down the ground, hits on top of the bounce. Seifert, wicketkeeper, loves going square of the wicket. So they'll hit the same ball to different areas, and that can be difficult from a bowling perspective. So being quick between the wickets, looking for singles, rotating in these early stages, very, very good as far as New Zealand's concerned.
Back to the seam, the pace of Shaheen, the left armour, in from the southern end of Eden Park to Martin Guptill, and that has gone straight back over the bowler's head. He hasn't got this at all. Time well, tracking back, great catch, brilliantly done on the boundary, tracking back, Shadab. That is so difficult. It just spooned up in the air, just tracking back in the deep, similar in effect to the one of Sodhi earlier, but Martin Guptill is gone for 6. The Black Caps lose their first wicket, 8 for 1.
Brilliant. He watched it all the way. He stayed side on. Guptill gone for 6. It was a classic Guptill stand tall and try to hit with a full blade down the ground, which he did, but he just got too much elevation. Then Shadab running back, he stayed side on to delivery, which meant that he was always aware of where the boundary was and where it comes, because he knows that it's a short boundary and you can easily start to get into trouble and run out of room. But he stayed side on. In the end, it very nearly got away from him and he had to dive. But by being side on, he always kept an eye on the ball. It was very, very good technique.
Now, big blow for Pakistan to get the wicket of Martin Guptill early on, and just in the first ball of the third over. New Zealand 8 for 1, and that means Devon Conway joins Tim Seifert at the crease. And gee, he played such a dab hand in his debut T20 international here against the West Indies a couple of weeks ago. Devon Conway started slowly, got himself in, moved it around, turned over the strike, and then accelerated when he need to. And they'll need another big innings here from Conway, who has just looked every bit the international cricketer that we thought he would be.
Oh, 2 of the younger guns out there together, isn't it? One of the old hands is just gone. Leave it to the new boys.
Shaheen to Seifert, who's on 2, and that's full. He's done well to skirt that away on the leg side. Seifert out hip hide, and they're going to run back for 2. Good running, New Zealand. Nicely done. 10 for 1. Yeah, of course, no Ross Taylor in this team. Not selected for the T20 series. There's that feeling of changing of the guard, perhaps, in this form of the game. Some of these younger players coming in.
Well, I think a lot of the old, your Bolton Southey will come back into the team, won't they? And Lockie Ferguson when he's fit. But there is, in terms of the batting, a definite feel of a change of the guard. There's I said at the start, a trial aspect to this first game, and then there'll be a change up. Some of the Test players will come back for the next 2.
Shaheen to Seifert. No run. We talked about New Zealand buzzing around in the field. That's what Pakistan are doing. 10 for 1. Seifert is 4. Conway's yet to face a delivery. Well, it's just that thought of having options, aren't there? Seeing who is about and making those, starting to make provision for in the future. There's World Cup's coming. A lot of T20 cricket.
Well, this is good from the perspective of seeing how Conway will deal with a little bit of pressure here, and there is pressure on him. Just early, just 1 wicket.
Conway's at the non-strike as in as Shaheen comes in once more to Seifert, and that's down the leg side, and it'll be a wide. And the first one really from Shaheen that's got away from him. He's been very accurate so far. The opening wicket too of Guptill. Great catch as skipper. Gee, that's what you want from your skipper too. Getting around in the field, making a catch like Shadab Khan did. And Shaheen 1 for 5 from 1.3 overs. A good crowd. We can see on our monitors that we have here. They've filled out a week before Christmas. Eden Park. People knocking off work, you'd think, today, and enjoying some really good cricket from both teams. A resurrection, an innings of 2 halves, certainly in the first. New Zealand started well, and Pakistan fought back as Shaheen in once more to Seifert, straight back down the ground, past the bowler, down to long off, beautifully timed Tim Seifert, down to the boundary for 4.
Oh, just a punch. This is a beauty, because it wasn't a long half volley, it was maybe just full of a good length, and it was just met with a solid, firm, straight bat, bang. Shot of authority.
Seifert raced down to the boundary. He's gone through to 8. New Zealand 15 for 1. Conway yet to face a ball. Martin Guptill, the man, gone for New Zealand for 6. New Zealand chasing 154 to win. There's the tall, lean figure of Shaheen. The left armour is in again at this time. Down to third man, just a single for Seifert. So Conway will face one. Seifert 9.
He keeps it simple, Shaheen, doesn't he? He just runs in, he tries to bowl fast, he uses his height. He gets a little bit of swing. He did in the first over. Now I think he's trying to ramp up the pace a little bit in this over. It's being a lot straighter, but he hasn't really tried any slower balls yet. He hasn't tried anything particularly short.
That will bring Conway, the left-hander, on strike for New Zealand. Just his third T20 international, was carried the drinks and the tests. Wasn't required. He was called in. He hasn't played in the last week or two. Here's Shaheen in to Conway. It's full and it's just turned away into the onside. They'll scamper 3 for 1 again. It's good running. Conway off the mark. New Zealand move through to 17 for 1 in reply to 153 for 9. We will take a quick break and come back with Tom Bartlett joining Mark Richardson on Magic Talk and streaming everywhere on Rover.
The Magic Talk Summer of Cricket, brought to you from inside the Rizwan commentary box. Rizwan Woodsman, bring out the best in your weatherboards, decks and fences. Magic Talk, your new home for live cricket. Streaming live on Rover.
17 for 1 at Eden Park. The Black Caps chasing 154 to win the first T20 international against Pakistan. And so far, the wicket of Martin Guptill dismissed by Shaheen. Conway is 1, Seifert is 9, and 17 for 1. So far, Mark Richardson, Pakistan, they're up for the fight, particularly with the ball in hand.
Yeah, and the way New Zealand seem to be going about this is, I don't think they're trying to win this in 10 overs. They're looking to give themselves an opportunity. Guptill tried to play himself in, and the minute he tried to play one of those big booming shots over the top, it led to his downfall. I can't really blame him for that.
The right arm fast of Harris Ralph. And his bowling to Conway, and he slashes through, point for 4. Cracking shot, over pitch, cut away by Conway, 21 for 1, Conway is 5.
Oh, God, there's a touch of class about this bloke, isn't there? That was just over pitch, he just waited for it. Not quite down on one knee. Just bang, hitting it beside his back knee, that's the key there, means it will go away square of the wicket. Just class. There was a bit of Brian Lara about that. If you can remember him, get an image of that. Brian Lara driving square.
Cracking start from Conway. He's 5. New Zealand 21 for 1 as Ralph comes in again and he bowls. This one's a bit shorter and he's nicked it. They've gone up. They've gone up. Looked like an edge. Certainly Pakistan very interested. It's a good delivery. They're thinking about the review. Conway has not moved.
Felt like back thigh pad to me. No, they're going to go through review. Boy, just in time. I reckon that clicked over naught.
I was about to say, I think they've missed it. They had a conference in the middle of the pitch. They have eventually decided to go. There was certainly a sound. Now, I thought it was a nick on first glance. Mark Richardson, you possibly backing the thigh pad here.
Yeah, I heard something. I mean, there's definitely a noise. It's a good length. Oh, it squared him up completely, isn't it? The old sort of opened up like a can of worms. This sort of the snicko. Where's the edge? Where's the edge as it goes past the bat? There's no edge on snicko. Yeah, I'm a brilliant umpire because that is back thigh pad, and there is a future for me after broadcasting.
So the decision will stay with the on-field umpire, not out. So Conway, but talk about a contrast from the first one. The first ball over-pitched and wide, driven away through square for 4. Second one, an absolute jaffa from Harris. Deserved a wicket, didn't get one. New Zealand 21 for 1, and Conway will be facing up again to the right arm fast of Harris Ralph from the northern end. He bowls, and this one he's driven back. He's caught and bowled! Gone, Conway. No big score tonight. Terrific comeback from Harris Ralph, and the Black Caps lose their second at 21.
Wow. Have we got a game on our hands here? It was very, very similar ball. They're just trying to keep it very simple here. Pitched in, pretty straight, good length. Just didn't quite time it. Looked to play a forceful forward defence forcing it down the ground, very much like Seifert did in the previous over, but in the end just hit it straight back at Ralph, who did well actually, because I thought he was about to take evasive action and then realised it was a catch.
Well, it certainly looked like initially that he was taking evasive action, but he got his hands up there, took the catch, and Devon Conway is in and out for 5. The Black Caps 21 for 2, and Glenn Phillips is on his way to join Tim Seifert in the middle of Eden Park.
I think it's about now I offer an apology to Ashraf, because I got stuck into him in his first 6 or 7 deliveries when he was batting, left-handed bowler who bats a little bit, batting at 8. He did a fine job. He was one of the ones that got him through to something defendable here. Could be the difference.
You're just joining us on Magic Talk, or if you're listening to us through the Rover app, New Zealand are chasing 154 to win game 1 of the series. Pakistan, well, somehow they got themselves through to 153 for 9 from their 20 overs. At one point they were 50 for 5, not looking to crash hot. And 153 the score in the end as Glenn Phillips prepares to take strike.
What are you thinking if you're Phillips? I mean, if you're a fatalistic type of person, you're thinking, well, I'm coming off 100, I'm due to fail. You hope he's not a fatalist.
I hope he hasn't gone out with that attitude, but he was terrific in that performance at Beauville. He's facing up to Ralph, who bowls, and Phillips is forward and plays it just behind point, and there is no run. 21 for 2.
Well, 2 wicket keepers out there batting too. They're always nuggety fighters, aren't they, wicket keepers? So they'll be up for the challenge. Just the wicket, just bunting it back. That was the problem. Had he just accepted, all right, I've got away with one, and calm things down, Conway, and just maybe play the next one out and then start again. But he's pretty confident, just bunted it back. So now you've got a bit of pressure.
Ralph again to Phillips, and Phillips this time through the gap between point and square, and that is 4 runs to Glenn Phillips. Cracking shot, 25 for 2. Phillips is 4.
Yeah, this is what he can do. He's not a tall bloke, but he'll stand deep in his crease, and he'll try to hit the ball on top of the bounce. And by standing deep in his crease, it doesn't have to be too wide for him to be able to use the pace and get it away behind point, round through that gully area, which if you can beat the field, they're always up in the ring. If you beat them, you got 4.
25 for 2, the Black Caps. Phillips is 4, Seifert is 9. Here is Phillips, waits from Ralph again. This time plays it out. Softer hands to point, and there is no run. 25 for 2, and that ends the 4th over of the New Zealand innings. Phillips is 4, Seifert is yet to score. Mark Richardson is moving out, and Neil Wagner is going to come in. 25 for 4 in the chase of 154 to win game 1 of this 3-game series, New Zealand and Pakistan. If you're just joining us, Guptill caught Shadab, brilliantly caught by the captain Shadab off the bowling of Shaheen for 6, and Conway just a few moments ago caught and bowled Ralph for 5. Neil Wagner is in the commentary box. Neil, we have a game on our hands here.
We sure do. We said earlier, a couple of early wickets, and it can change things around with that score they've got on. But yeah, just the exciting prospect of this Pakistan fast bowlers. They want the ball, they look hungry, and they're running in, bowling some serious pace, asking some really good questions. So it's going to make it tough for the Kiwi batters, and hopefully our boys will stick up to the challenge and keep fighting through this little period now.
Faheem Ashraf is going to bowl from the south stand end, and it is Seifert who's waiting, and Seifert drives, but it's cut off just in front of point by the Pakistan fieldsman. No run, 25 for 2.
Some lovely shots from Tim Seifert. He looks really in good form at the moment, and just standing on the up. He's been playing some lovely cover drives. Doesn't look too much phased with obviously the pace and the bounce, and looks in good control. If he can continue and keep building on a good, much needed partnership here with Tim Seifert and Glenn Phillips.
Faheem Ashraf comes in again, and he bowls to Seifert, and Seifert this time is clipping this one square, but there is a player out on the boundary. He's come in and cut off the seconds. It's 1, and it's 26 for 2 New Zealand.
Anything? Eden Park crowd a little bit quiet now. Lovely crowd here tonight. It's great to see. It's awesome for cricket here in New Zealand, and Yeah, nice to see everyone's turning up in their numbers to support the team.
They're a bit slow to come in, but when they've got here, they have come in good numbers. The north stand, as we're looking at across it, is very well populated. The west has quite a few people in it, and while the top tier of the east stand is not being used, the bottom tier is certainly full, and they have a game on their hands here. 26 for 2 as Faheem comes in again. He bowls to Phillips, and Phillips is the back foot and pushing it down the offside, but the bowler does his fielding, no run. 26 for 2.
That heavy, hard back of a length into the stickers of the bat again, into Glenn Phillips' hip, not giving any width. That's where you want to be as a T20 bowler. They've definitely taken that from watching them on the first innings of all the Kiwi bowlers hitting that wicket hard. They've come in, they've hit the wicket hard, they've asked that hard questions.
Phillips waits again for Faheem, who bowls to him now, and Phillips again, this time plugging it out onto the outside. He's taken off for a single dive from Seifert at the wicket-keeping end. Gets home, it doesn't strike the stumps, and so the Black Caps complete the single. 27 for 2. Phillips is 5, Seifert is 10.
As the younger generation would say, almost barbecued his mate here. Just straight to the fielder. Tim Seifert had to stretch. Full dive. Would have been safe, which is a great effort from Tim Seifert, who really had to stretch his legs. Good old dive to get in safe.
Barbecued his mate. I like that one. I'll remember that one. Here is Faheem. Comes in again. He's got Seifert waiting. Seifert this time is cutting. And this one has gone out to a very wide third man. It's almost a deep backward point out on the boundary. And they will take one run. 28 for 2. Seifert is 11. And Phillips is 5.
Pakistan cricket team has also done their homework, I guess, in a lot of ways. Sort of similar feel to what the New Zealand team has had. That short third man and fine leggers up in the ring and got like a deep point, just protecting that area out there with the pace and the bounce, knowing that the ball can go in that area. It's not a fielding position you normally see, so they've done their homework.
Seifert on strike. Sorry, this is Phillips on strike this time. And again, he pushes it out to that point, and this is a much more comfortable single for Glenn Phillips. So 5 overs gone here at Eden Park. The Black Caps chasing 154 to win, 29 for 2.
It's something to look after. They just look like they've done their homework really well, the Pakistan team. They know where boundaries are getting hit. They know their areas. So they sort of similar fields to what the New Zealand team have had. So they sort of know what to expect. And we see another fast bowler taking his mark here. He's going to run up. Oh, no. Yeah, it is. Wahab Riaz to come into attack. And this very exciting bowler as well. Very, very exciting bowler.
I was about to say something snarky about the fact that you're in 2 weeks in quarantine and you haven't done your plans, there's something wrong, but then I thought Simon Dill might have something to say about that. So,
yeah, Mexican wave coming out now here at Eden Park. The crowd is just, definitely finding a way of trying to get behind the lads now. It's very nice to see. Pretty loud, big Mexican wave going around Eden Park.
Great to see the Pakistan fans too.
They're all joining in.
They're out in lots of colour. Of course, a pretty big Pakistan community living in New Zealand, so they are out in force. Here is Riaz for the first time tonight. He bowls and he swings it away, and that'll be 4 down to very fine leg off the bat of Phillips. He's 10. The Black Caps are 33 for 2.
Doesn't shy away from the pace. Glenn Phillips, he loves a challenge, loves the pace and the ball. And Riaz comes in, hits the back of the lane. Phillips just shimmy across, uses that pace, swivel pull shot past fine leg, up in the ring for 4. Looking a good touch, Phillips.
Almost just helped it on his way. Here is Wahab Riaz. He bowls to Phillips again. This time Phillips is pushing it down the pitch and he's taken off for a run. And Seifert's come through and they have won. Phillips is 11. Seifert is 11. The Black Caps 34 for 2.
Poor photographer. His laptop took a beating on that previous shot down the fine leg. Just, try to protect himself and the ball just smashes the back of the laptop. I don't know if he's going to be able to load too many photos on the website tonight after that.
Send the invoice to New Zealand Cricket. Sure they will. 34 for 2. The Black Caps chasing 154 to win.
Good luck calling an insurance company tonight explaining that one.
They've all gone on holiday. They're probably half of them in the crowd enjoying the 18th of December. We've got a week till Christmas. Start of the Long holiday break for a lot of people. Here is Wahab Riaz, and he bowls, and this time Seifert rather is on strike, pushes it down to mid-off, and there is no run, 34 for 2.
Very good ball, just exploiting that back of the length, using that bounce and the pace in the wicket. Again, hitting that stickers. That's where you want to be, right at the top of the bat, right on the shoulder. The Pakistanis just definitely look like they're up for the challenge. They're coming in hard, they've got a good body language, they're competitive, they're running in.
Here's Wahab Riaz again, this time giving himself some room as Seifert swinging it over, and it's going to go one bounce 4 to the deep backwards point boundary, and so the Black Caps go to 38 for 2. Tim Seifert to 15.
Dances down the wicket, Seifert gives himself room. Almost went too far and had to throw the bat at it. Helped actually quite nicely to get that elevation, and it goes over point, goes a long way in the air and just carries one bounce to 4. Good start for these two. Good, lovely partnership building here now.
9 runs off the first 4 balls of the Wahab Riaz over as he bowls again. This time it's just chipped up and it's almost taken at a very short mid-wicket by the fielder Haider, who was coming in for Pakistan. It fell just in front of him, so Seifert remains 15. The Black Caps remain 38 for 2.
We've seen that a lot tonight. We've seen that a lot throughout the whole game. Just that back of the length, just standing steep bounce, standing tall on the batsman, hitting the top of the bat, trying to run that sort of into the gap in the leg side and just hits a splice, leading edge, almost carrying to mid-wicket.
Seifert leans over his bat again as Wahab bowls to him. This time it's short and he just flicked it down fine and chasing after it. He's got past that player who's inside the circle, but the fielder at deep square has come around to cut it off, and they have come through for 2 runs. So Seifert goes to 17. The Black Caps 40 for 2.
Very important partnership here for the Black Caps at the moment. This is exactly what we need at the moment. Just a good partnership, ticking along nicely. Get a couple of runs. The longer time you're going to spend out there, the easier it's going to get. Make sure you got wickets in hand to chase this total down and later in. To be able to go hard later, lay the platform. So another change of the bowling, yeah, and it's going to be spin back into attack.
Change at the bowling crease and coming in. I think that's it, Shadab Khan, the captain, who's going to come on and bowl from this south stand end. Black Caps chasing 154 for the win. Martin Guptill caught by Shadab Khan off the bowling of Shaheen for 6, and Devon Conway caught and bowled Ralph for 5 of the men back in the hut for the Black Caps. Out the wicket at the moment, Phillips is 11, Seifert is 17, and it's going to be Phillips who's facing up to Shadab, and it's short, and he swings it away over mid-wicket for 6. Big blow from Glenn Phillips. The Black Caps race to 46 for 2. Phillips is 17.
Flashbacks from that innings in Mount Maunganui. Just rocks in back into the crease. Not even that short, makes it a short ball. And he just patched it over the wicket boundary for 6. Great timing. He's gone a long way into the crowd.
It's prompted Shadab to push the player back to the boundary. Here he is, he bowls, and Phillips swings again. This time he's trying to get it behind square, and the player's done a good job on the boundary. It's not going to stop Phillips from coming back for 2 though, and so the Black Caps go to 48 for 2. Phillips is 19, Seifert is 17.
Similar movement from Phillips again, back into the box, real deep into the crease, solves around, gets more behind square, behind the guy at deep square. Great effort from Shah Afridi down at
Shaheen Afridi on the boundary there at deep square.
Great effort from him diving.
Here is Shadab. He bowls again to Phillips. This time he just clips it on that leg side, and they will go through for 1 run. So Phillips goes to 20. The Black Caps 49 for 2. (6-1) from this over so far. Phillips is having a little bit of a feast, so he's turned the strike over to Seifert. 49 for 2, Shadab. This is the 7th over of the chase. The Black Caps needing 154 to win. Here's Shadab. That's short again. This time Seifert's played it into the leg side, and he fancies 2. But this time the Pakistan fielders are quickly onto it, and they prevent that 2nd run. So 1 run to Tim Seifert. He's 18, and the New Zealand 50 comes up in the 7th over. They're 50 for 2.
Smart batting by these two, knowing that they've got that boundary early doors, pushing hard singles, keep building on this partnership. It's very good batting from these two young players still.
And Shadab again. This time he tries to play it on the leg side, does Phillips. Somehow it sort of squirts between the wickets and himself to that short fine leg. They've taken one, and Phillips has gone to 21, and the Black Caps 51 for 2 in the 7th over. Last ball of the over. Shadab bowls, and again clipped on the onside by Seifert. He wants 2, but Phillips says no, and wisely so. So that's the end of the 7th over here at Eden Park. The Black Caps chasing 154 to win, 52 for 2. Let's check in with Brooke Gibson from George FM, who's in the crowd, and when we come back it'll be Simon Doull joining Neil Wagner on Magic Talk and streaming everywhere on Rover.
Yeah, that's right, fellas. Down here, ground zero on the pitch. Got my shoes off, actually, toes in the grass, so to speak. I mentioned earlier the Black Cap fans, they could smell blood during the first innings. Pakistan ending on average total of 154. Safe to say though, shoe is well and truly on the other foot. The Pakistani fans can feel it. Guppy gone pretty early. They're in for a chance here. They're on their feet in the crowds. They're loving it. The flags are going. There is a Mexican wave circling, and I believe it's starting to come in. It's coming round to me now. I'm going to get involved, and we'll head back to you fellas upstairs.
Thank you, Brooke. As Imad Wasim looks to start a new over, left arm around the wicket to the right-handed Tim Seifert, pinches 1 out into the offside to the sweeper on the cover point boundary. New Zealand move through to 53 for 2. Phillips 21, Seifert 20. Good little combination this, Neil Wagner, isn't it? Look at these two. They put on a huge partnership in the New Zealand A game against the West Indies. They seem to enjoy batting with each other as Imad bowls again, and this time it's just punched into the offside. Again, out to that cover point sweeper. Phillips picks up the 1, an awful return to the keeper.
Yep, you don't want to catch it there. Yeah, Simon, it's very true. They're very similar players, very similar build as well, where they score, how they play. But just very good, smart innings here from both of them, just rotating and building a partnership.
Wider this time from Imad. Very quick as well. That would, on the register, I'm sure, well up over 100 Ks, and it is 54 for 2, the Black Caps, is with that dot. There he is again. He races through his overs, Imad Wasim. This one angled in and crunched away over long on for 6. That is a huge, huge blow. New Zealand 60 for 2 with that big blow from Tim Seifert.
Great shot from Seifert, sort of knowing that he's going to change his pace up again somewhere. Waited for one, he throws up a little bit. Got that just to get underneath it. He utilises the straight, shorter boundaries. It's almost like these two know exactly what's required. Just get that one boundary and over. Wait for that bad ball or the ball they can use on. And then just keep rotating it, keep building this partnership to keep that wickets in hand, lay the platform. Brilliant batting by these two.
There's a chance in the crowd too. Man with a KFC bucket upside down on his head, couldn't take it. Quicker one this time from Imad, just guided down to a short third man, no run. Remains 60 for 2. If you're going to wear a bucket hat, you've got to be taking catches like that. You're going to look like that in the crowd. 60 for 2. Imad again bowls, and that one worked to third man again. No run. It remains 60 for 2. 8 overs gone. Phillips 22, Seifert 26. 6. Let's take a listen to the couple of wickets to fall from a New Zealand point of view. The Black Caps 60 for 2.
Wicket highlights.
He's got a chance. It'll be a wicket. It should be a wicket. It is. First over, first wicket, scooped in the air towards mid-on. Jacob Duffy has started his international career in style.
He bowls to Rizwan. He's down the pitch, swinging, and he's caught. And he's out, and Duffy has 2. It's Duffy, and he's bowling to Hafeez, and Hafeez is swinging. It's up, and Chapman's under it, and Chapman has caught it, and it's 3 for Duffy.
New Zealand 60 for 2 here. 8 overs gone. This is a nice little partnership, building 39 from 27. Tim Seifert and Glenn Phillips. New Zealand a little bit of trouble early. 1 for 8 when Martin Guptill went. 2 for 21 when Devon Conway went. Mark Richardson is in alongside me now, and this partnership has just put New Zealand back in control. 60-40 in front of the game, Mark.
Oh, without a doubt, in front of the game. These two have sized it up pretty well, haven't they? They're still okay with 2 down, but these are very good batting conditions. And Pakistan are 40 shy where they should be, so they're just playing good T20 cricket, and likes they know they can play.
Faheem Ashraf starts a new over. That one's short and just outside the line of off stump. Phillips can't catch up with it. Through to the keeper.
Yeah, rare one he's missed out on because he hardly misses out on a short length delivery. Very, very good against slow bowlers when they get short too. You think back to the New Zealand innings, and Sodhi bowled a lot of short balls that were hit for 1. You bowl a short ball to Phillips, he hits it for 6. It's a real strength.
Both quick on their feet, aren't they? I mean, both short in stature, wicket keepers, both of these players, Glenn Phillips and Tim Seifert. So very quick to move forward or back, pounce on the short pitch deliveries. And tonight, again, a good partnership in the making. Ashraf, right arm over, bowls, and Phillips gets that behind point on the offside, and can't get it past the man. There's the skipper there, I think, just backward a point, remains 60 for 2.
There are a couple of scamperers too. I don't want to call them whippets because whippets are sort of skinny little fast things, aren't they? I mean, these guys, you got a bit of meat on the bone. They're more stocky. Scamperers?
Halfbacks? Yeah. Rugby terms, yeah. Scampering around.
More on the weepoo mould.
Absolutely. Faheem Ashraf this time, short. Can't catch up with that. Look for the pull shot, Phillips. I think it's hit him in the midriff in the end. Just raced onto him a little quicker than he thought, perhaps. Great start to the over for Faheem Ashraf after a good innings with the bat too.
Yeah, this is where you got to show a bit of nous about you when you bat in here, don't you? You say, okay, head of the game, nothing stupid. That's 3 dot balls. Every now and then you got to accept that the opposition is going to have a good over. Just don't make it a great over. Don't make it a game-changing over.
Yeah, just to remain calm, remain sensible. Here he is again, right arm over the wicket, Ashraf, and this time he gets it past the man behind point, and it goes out to the cover point sweeper. Seifert was interested in 2 with a little misfield from Harris Ralph out on the boundary, but Phillips had just charged past the stumps at the bowler's end. 61 for 2, Phillips to 23.
Got to be aware of where the misfield goes because it's not a big ground, so if the misfield is knocked in front of the fielder, well, you got to assume they can gather it quickly and you could get done on the throw.
Good over, just the 1 run from it so far. He's bowled 1.4, none for 5 has Ashraf, and this time it's driven through the offside, nicely timed as well. It'll be a tough one to haul in for that man at cover point. It's Harris Ralph, he can't do it. Dived, got the right hand to it, but spilt it towards the boundary, and this time it's Tim Seifert picks up a boundary 4, moves to 30, and New Zealand to 65 for 2.
Oh, lovely shot. Just stand up and hit it on the top of the bounce. The fielder here's bad luck. It's been done by the angle. He's hit it right out to the peak of almost like a corner. There should be a corner post there.
Dead ball line?
Yeah, so he's parried it, and he's actually knocked it infield, but the angles meant he's just put it over the boundary.
Yeah. Got to know your angles at Eden Park, that is for sure. Here he is again, Ashraf bowls, last ball of his over, short, and back to that man just behind point on the offside again, can't get it past him, so a boundary and a single from the over, 5 from it. Phillips is 23, Seifert 30. New Zealand after 9 overs are 65 for 2. Partnership now 44 from 33. Shaheen Afridi 1 for 11 from 2. Imad Wasim 2 overs, none for 14. Harris Ralph 1 over for 8. Faheem has bowled 2 very tidy overs for 9, and an over apiece for Wahab, Riaz and Shadab Khan.
Yeah, we're always highlighting the big overs, aren't we? We're always highlighting the sixes and the wickets. Sometimes if you go back and look at points in the game which made a difference, and I think that, overs like that can be telling in a run chase. 3 dots, you're under pressure, you end up taking 5 from it. So it's not a disaster. You kept the ball ticking over. You've accepted that things didn't go your way in the over. No harm done, you move on to the next. Sort of forget these overs in a match, don't you? And yet they can make all the difference.
Yeah, well, under pressure you can easily cough up a wicket, can't you? On ball 5 or 6, looking for that boundary that's not quite there. And it's a great point you make, because New Zealand played that sensibly. It was a lovely boundary, just waited for the half volley. Tim Seifert.
Just trying to make the country appreciate a good leave outside of stump, Simon.
A good dot ball in 2020 cricket, please. Right, we've got a new over about to start. It is Ashraf. And that has swung away the onside. It's a chance out at deep mid-wicket. Tough chance, but a very good catch in the end. Got nicely underneath that. It was Glenn Phillips on strike, who hoisted it away into the onside. Got under it too much, unfortunately, for Phillips. And Ralph strikes. Pakistan strike in the 10th over, and it is 65 for 3 now.
Yeah, he just had that feel about him, Phillips, didn't he? He was standing there and he was almost revving the bat. He gets it up high, an early backlift, and he was revving it around like he wanted something early in the over. And I think you can put that down to the fact that they had a quiet over. So he's thinking, all right, I've got to try to score a boundary in the first couple of balls here, get 6 away, get 4 away, and then we can go back to knocking it around, and we take an over for 10, and we've got 15 off 2. In the end, he just picks the man out. He just did not place it, and he picked the longest boundary on the ground today, which is batting from the southern end, hitting away to the deep mid-wicket, the cow corner area of the park.
Khushdil Shah with the catch. It was a good catch. He had to wait a long time for it. Came in, moved back, caught it about 2 or 3 metres inside that deep mid-wicket boundary, which is probably, as you said, Mark, the longest boundary, around about 77, 78, maybe close to 80 metres into that corner of the ground. Anyway, it brings Mark Chapman, left-hander, to the crease. He's not on strike because the batsman crossed, so Tim Seifert, 30 from 23 on strike. Talented player, Mark Chapman, the left-hander. Auckland via Hong Kong. Here is Ralph now bowling to Seifert. He'll take 1 down to third man.
Yeah, real chance this for Chapman, isn't it? Because he's been around a while. It's 25 games. That's more than a handful. And it's a chance now to actually do something memorable. It's a chance to actually come in and bring a game home with a nice 50. There's enough runs there for him to do that. He can get more.
He's always looked a very talented player, Mark Chapman. The question mark has been about putting a performance on the board at that next level. No doubting his ability. Left arm spin wasn't required tonight. He's brilliant in the field. He's got power with the bat, but it's about taking that domestic form to the next level. Put a slip in place now for him. First ball for Chapman. It's Ralph bowls, and that's tucked into the onside. He's off the mark with a comfortable single.
He's elegant, isn't he? He's an elegant player in the mode of Conway, who we've talked in raptures about in his few games he's played. The elegant left-hander, can stand up, can hit it on the top of the bounce, can play both onside with the pull shots, never looks rushed, can play offside. But you're right, Simon, you find some beautiful players at that domestic level. They've just got to find that beauty at the next level.
Yeah, the belief as well, which is not always there for some. Not easy. Ralph in again. Bowls, and that's short of a length and tucked back to the bowler by Tim Seifert. So we're going now, Mark, with back-to-back good overs. We have 5. I know there was a nice boundary, but 5 runs off the last one. A wicket off the first ball, 2 runs. So all of a sudden, 9 deliveries, a wicket, 7 runs.
So now you panic.
You hope not. You hope not. But Pakistan will feel is a little opening. There's a little opening into the all-rounders next up.
You've got a chance to consolidate. That's the thing, chasing 150.
Ralph in again, bowls, and that's edged down to third man, but inside him as well. It went to around about a third, fourth slip perhaps, and raced away across the turf. A welcome boundary for Tim Seifert in New Zealand. 71 for 3 as Seifert goes to 35.
Yeah, great shot, because he wasn't just angling the bat here and looking to get an easy 1 down to third man. He was purposely trying to get it finer. Almost played it with a straight bat, just opened it. It's like you would give slip catching practice in a way before the game. There's no slips there.
Oh, New Zealand 71 for 3 now. 1 ball remaining in the 10th over. Here's Ralph, he bowls, and that's just eased into the offside. In front of point, out to the sweeper on the cover point boundary. 1 run to Tim Seifert. He moves to 36. Very, very good innings at the moment. Enter 10 overs. New Zealand 72 for 3 on target.
Yeah, but double it, it's not enough. They had a good second half. Yeah, they had a but based when you look at the first half that Pakistan had was a shocker. Their second half was good. So they're asking New Zealand now to to score more runs than they have in their first 10 and score more runs in their second. So they're asking New Zealand to play better. So I'll say defending a decent total. That's a good effort so far from Pakistan.
Neesham, Santner, Kuggeleijn, the next three batsmen to come. As Faheem Ashraf starts a new over, goes full, and it's driven down towards long on. Wahab Riaz is the man on the boundary down there. Cleans up nicely, just the one run.
Yeah, if you're Pakistan, you're thinking, all right, Neesham next in, probably. Good power hitter, good player, he's played some good innings under pressure on the biggest stage. And then you go to Santner, who, you can tie up. And then you're starting to go, all right, well, we're into what looks a little bit like a tail. New Zealand trust their top six to get the job done. And they tend to select their team like that. They don't really look batting-wise beyond six.
Well, Pakistan will be thinking 110 for 5, around about there, as Faheem Ashraf bowls again. It's worked away by Chapman down towards third man. Just a little guide down to third man for a single. Chapman's to 2. Seifert 37, 74 for 3. Yeah, they'll be thinking 100 for 5. You can put some pressure on the new man, on a Kuggeleijn batting at number 7. Still be one decent player in at the crease, but 2 wickets in the next 5 overs.
You've got to ask your players like Kuggeleijn to do more than just whack a few sixes at the end, which they're very good at doing. Power players get a quick 12, done a good job. Ask them to do more.
Ashraf again, full, and swung away out towards the man at the cover point boundary. Should be a couple. He gets round nicely. Cuts it off, so it is 2. 2 more to Tim Seifert.
They're not in total control of the shot. Standing there and swinging the bat, really. Standing up, hitting what was a back of a length delivery over the top of off, and just really swinging the bat and hoping it would go somewhere. It did, and it went in the gap, luckily, but didn't quite know where it was going. A nervous look around.
Here's again Faheem Ashraf. Been tidy tonight, 2.3 overs, none for 13. Bowls again. That's edged down to third man for 4. Roundabout second slip. Do you give him credit, Mark Richardson? Did he open the face or not, Tim Seifert?
Yeah, I do, because I think he learnt from the previous shot. Previous shot was a similar ball, and he stood up and he tried to hit it hard, and he very nearly holed out to deep backward point. This time, similar ball, and he's just, because it's tight, he's just knowing that if he just gets the face of the bat on it, it's going to go fine. Better option, I think, for that ball right now on a fast wicket, short straight boundary behind you to pick up a boundary.
43 Seifert, 80 for 3 New Zealand. Ashraf bowls again, and that's just defended this time, back to the bowler. No runs. So Tim Seifert, 43 from 31. Chapman 2 off 2. New Zealand 80 for 3. Pakistan 153 for 9 in their 20 overs.
Nice little correction, I thought, from the bowler there, just keeping it tighter. Bowling that one over about midland leg. And so maybe Seifert will have to change his plan a little.
Last ball of the third over for Faheem Ashraf, and again he tucks him up. Chance, miss. It was a very good run-out chance for Pakistan. I think that's Mohammad Hafeez, is it? Who's coming from cover, shied at the stumps, missed them completely, and I think Chapman would have been found short of his ground. 11 overs gone. Seifert takes 1 from that final ball. New Zealand will move to 81 for 3. A few more words from Mark Richardson, and Ricky Swinnell will join you.
Well, Seifert's just hit it straight to short cover and taken off. There was never a single there. A disappointment there. Shadab had all 3 to aim at, and he missed them.
Tim Seifert on 40 for the Black Caps, 81 for 3. Another 73 runs required here at Eden Park. Friday night under lights at the Garden of Eden. 14,537 in this crowd. They were a little slow to come in. They'd be still hoping for a few more, although it's that kind of time of year, isn't it?
Actually, at that time of the year, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I just saw on the TV a shot of the moon. something I want to say about the moon.
Goodness. Okay, well, we'll wait for Harris Ralph to come in, and that has gone mistimed or misfield as well, and it's going to go down to the boundary for 4. That's poor from Pakistan. Should have been just a single. Seifert moves through again to 48, 85 for 3 now.
Well, it should have been actually an easy single. Stood up, hit it on top of the bounce, down to mid-off. Said no, sent Chapman back. I think he must have known there was going to be a misfield because it's gone for 4. Just why do I need to run for that?
He's gone Harbour Bridge over that. So Wahab, and again this time found the gap as he found the gap. Down to third man coming around to cut it off, and it will be just a single. Better fielding this time. The moon.
Yeah, the moon. Well, not quite the moon, but if you look below the moon at the moment, you're going to see the first time in hundreds of years that Saturn is going to line up with Jupiter, I believe. And it's going to look like one big star. It's going to look awesome. And it never happens. That's on the 21st. Make sure you check it out.
The 21st. When is that? What, next?
What's the 21st?
What day is it today? Yes, thank you. So it's what day? When's Christmas Day?
It's the 18th.
It's the 18th today. Good to know. Wahab into Mark Chapman now. Turned it away behind square on the leg side. Looking for, gets the single. Looking for a second. No run. So Chapman just rotating the strike. He's on 3. Seifert on 49. Good knock from the opener. He's been the anchor. 87 for 3.
Yeah, good blend of play, really. He summed things up quite well. He stayed in front of his wickets. He's hit square of the wicket nicely. He's been able to go down the ground when given the opportunity. But most importantly, he's run well.
Wahab in again to Seifert, looking for a half century, and he's going to get that. He's picked the gap. They'll come back for 2 on the leg side behind square. Tim Seifert anchoring this New Zealand innings. They will raise the bat to this good crowd at Eden Park and wave it in every direction, and they're on their feet for him. Tim Seifert, 51. New Zealand 89 for 3. 51 from 35. 6 fours and 1 6 in the 55 minutes he's been out there.
It's just what you want in your batting lineup, isn't it? Of course, he captains Northern Districts. You want players with good heads.
Wahab again. No run this time. Chapman is sent back by Seifert as it goes away into the onside. He was looking to get it behind square. Didn't happen.
Because it's a sort of game that when you're in trouble, you can't just basically throw out the anchor. You can't let the ball go. You can't just stand and block and play out overs. You've still got to take risks. You want players who know what are the best risks to be taking.
65 from 49 is the formula for New Zealanders. Again, this time he has got it behind square at Seifert, and they'll set off quickly. 1 or 2. Seifert was adamant. Chapman hesitated slightly, but it's again good running from Tim Seifert as he goes through to 53 from 37. New Zealand 91 for 3. Chapman on 3 as well. 63 more runs they need from 48 balls.
And the other thing that Seifert does here is he gives Chapman an opportunity to get established, to take a little bit of time to just pick off singles, get a feel for it. So what a good runner and a scamperer like Seifert will do, he'll pick up his boundaries and he'll target the boundaries when he requires to the boundary, but he'll also allow Chapman to take some strike by rotating.
12 overs gone, 91 for 3. Chapman is on 3 and Seifert 53. After New Zealand had Pakistan in all sorts of trouble earlier on today, 4 for 20 at one point, and then Pakistan, a really good effort to get their way through. 153 in the end. Is it going to be enough? Tight finish ahead in this first T20 as Shadab is in now to Chapman. He turns that away into the onside. They've had to wait for quickly for 1, and it'll be just 1.
Just looking at the comparisons, the worms, the run scoring, you can see that New Zealand well ahead. Their line is quite noticeably above Pakistan's, but Pakistan starts to slope up. The gradient gets steeper from about now, and if New Zealand continue on the same path, they will intersect. New Zealand still have to pick up the pace a little.
Shadab to Seifert. Seifert on 53. Had a big heave at that. There's a cry for catch it, and it's bounced in front of the player just in front of deep point. It'll only be a single. Yeah, the Pakistan innings really did set off, didn't it, in that back half with Ashraf's 31 from 18 and gave them a competitive total. A couple of others in there as well. Shadab to Mark Chapman, turns it away just for a single behind square on the leg side.
Ashraf's 31 from 18 was probably more like 31 from 10 because there was definitely about 8 dot balls in there somewhere.
60 from 45, the requirement now for New Zealand. 94 for 3. Seifert's on strike to Shadab. He's slashed this away just in front of point down to the boundary. Another single, ticking it over. Dot balls rare in this format, and they are at the moment.
They're just picking out fielders though, aren't they? They're picking out the boundary riders. While that's okay at this stage, I know they can't go too long in that mode. I know that they need some boundaries.
Shadab this time sweeping down low. It's a really nice shot. He's got that behind square down to the boundary for 4. Timed it perfectly. Picked the gap expertly. Brilliant from Mark Chapman. He goes through to 9. New Zealand 99 for 3 now.
He's got such fast hands, Chapman. He got down quickly on his knee and got it behind square. Far enough known if he hit it hard enough, he'll find the boundary.
This time, and now just the single following it up. In fact, they might look for 2 here. Yeah, they're going to go. They've almost collided mid-wicket, Seifert and Chapman, but they get home safely as 2 of the Pakistan fielders also collide on the way through. So good over for New Zealand. That's the 100 up. 100 runs on the board. They will need 53 more from 42. That ends the over. 101 for 3. We'll take a quick break on Magic Talk and Rover, and when we come back, Tom Bartlett and Neil Wagner.
Magic Talk and Rovers commentary team choose to stay at the Seabull Auckland Viaduct Harbour. Book online at accor.com/New Zealand. Official hotel supplier for New Zealand cricket. Magic Talk, your new home for live cricket. Streaming live on Rover.
Welcome back to Eden Park in Auckland. The Black Caps 100, excuse me, I'll just die quietly. 101 for 3. They are chasing 154, so the equation 53 more, 42 balls to do it. And Mark Chapman and Tim Seifert in particular, Neil Wagner, looking very comfortable.
Very good. Tim Seifert playing a very handy knock here. He's looking in really good touch and just brought that run rate down nicely to below 8.
So start of a new over. It's cut to deep backward point. And there is no run. Harris is coming back into the attack. 2 overs, 2 for 15. Pretty good at the top, did Harris Ralph.
Yeah, the bowlers have been looking good. I thought the Pakistan bowlers brought a lot of energy. They're running in hard, they're trying in hard, they asking really good questions. But I thought, just that partnership between Seifert and Glenn Phillips was a really good partnership. Just laid our foundation.
Harris comes in again and bowls to Seifert, and Seifert is playing this one just in front of the offside, and he's gone through for a single. The shot that stumps misses. The Black Caps through to 102 for 3. Chapman is 11 and Seifert is 56.
What's impressed me the most has been, Tom, it's just been that partnership building, but it's been the selective hitting, that not trying to look for boundaries and make something that wasn't there. It's just hitting, really good cricket shots, getting that boundary, and then just keep rotating the strike. Keep building that partnership. Good hard running in 1s and 2s.
102 for 3. Harris 2 for 16. Chapman, the left-hander, on strike, bowling from the northern end. Bowls to Chapman, and he squeezes it out down the onside behind square, and they have gone through for 1. Thought about a second, didn't come back. 103 for 3. Chapman is 12.
Got hurried there for a little bit of pace and bounce. Just jumped in the air and tried to almost fend it off him a little bit. Got it into the gap, looked nasty. Just got really big on him, right underneath the armpit. Got the bat in the way. Just sort of squeezed into where a short square leg would have been and got 1. Seifert on strike.
51 more runs required. 39 balls in which to do it. The Black Caps 103 for 3 as Harris bowls again, and again Seifert tries to swing it away, and all he's done is miscued it down to fine leg, and it's on the bounce to the fielder down there, and they've gone through for 1. 104 for 3. Seifert 57.
Running in with some good gas, and at the moment. 143 k's an hour. That one also rushed Seifert as he tried to go into the pull shot and end up also just fending it off, just beaten by pace. 2 balls in a row now, these players. Just good pace bowling.
He's just keeping them on their toes, isn't he? Is Harris Ralph. He's in his 3rd over and he's bowling to Chapman, and Chapman this time is driving and it's very fine and it's gone for 4. Can't get across it, the man at 3rd man, and so Chapman gets a boundary. He goes to 16 and the Black Caps to 108 for 3.
It is absolutely raced off the bat. It has just gone lightning fast. Who is it? It's Wahab. Riaz down to 3rd man, had no chance. Just opened the face on it. Chapman just guided it down to 3rd man, and it's just gone like an absolute rocket.
Wahab Riaz did not have far to move. He took about half a step and it was beyond him.
Yep. He's almost, looked in the maze. The bowler just didn't know how it got there that quick.
Real pace in this over from Harris Ralph. He's gone for 7 and he's got 1 ball to play. 16 to Chapman. He's on strike again to Harris Ralph. This one's down leg side and he's flicked it behind square. He's gone through for 1 quickly. They will not get the 2nd run. So the end of the 14th over. Chapman is 17, Seifert is 57. It's 109 for 3 New Zealand. They're chasing 154 to win the game. Well, the Magic Talk and the Rover commentary team choose to stay at the Seabill Auckland Viaduct Harbour. Make sure you book online at all.agor.com//New Zealand, official hotel supplier for New Zealand cricket.
A very nice hotel. Lovely hotel. I actually got a treat in the room when I get there.
Oh,
nice little chocolate brownie sitting there on the table.
Oh,
Well, that's very
stop
kind.
it, Wags. Chocolate brownie on arrival. I'm not sure about that for an international cricketer.
Some macaroons. Lovely note said enjoy your stay. Lovely hotel.
Certainly is. And that terrific spot, of course, right at the moment in the Viaduct Harbour. There's a bit going on down there at the moment, isn't there?
Sure is. There's a lot going on.
All happening, and there's plenty happening here at Eden Park too. Shaheen Afridi is coming back into the attack from the south stand end. This is his 3rd over, 1 for 11, and he's bowling to Chapman. And Chapman, it's a Yorker, and he digs it out, plays it up to cover, and there is no run. 109 for 3. The target 154, so 45 more required from 35 balls.
Well dug out by Chapman. It's a lovely delivery from Afridi back in the attack. Fast, full, straight to the stumps, Yorker. Very well dug out by Chapman.
Chapman is a 17. He's faced 11 deliveries. Tim Seifert, main contributor, 57 from 42. Here's Shaheen again. He bowls to Chapman, and it's a little shorter, and he's playing this one out to backward point, and there is no run. 109 for 3.
Good slower ball from Afridi. Just dropped the pace down. First ball nice and fast in the block hole. That one 118 k's an hour. Just roll the fingers over the ball of it. It's discussion between him and the captain, Imad. Same field.
Thinking about a change there with Captain Shadab Khan, but they have left it. Here's Chapman, waits again for Shaheen. He bowls somewhat shorter, and he thought about the pull shot, Chapman, and instead he just got his bat down and got it onto the onside, and they've gone through for a single. 110 for 3, Chapman 18.
Well adjusted from Chapman. It's just a little bit outside the offside. Wanted to pull it. Probably more there for a cut shot. It was short. It was very high. Just adapted and changed his mind just to sort of block it almost.
I wonder
back down the ground.
Sorry, Wags. I just wonder if that was a good example there of Chapman being good enough to adjust, whereas some of the Pakistan batsmen just hadn't earlier in their innings, and that's where a lot of the wickets came from.
Very true. I think you're spot on there. I think it's been being able to adjust to that bounce and pace.
Jean bowls to Seifert. He swings. The player's going back from mid-wicket. This will be a terrific catch, and he does over his shoulder. And so Tim Seifert's innings comes to an end. He's out for 57, and the Black Caps lose their 4th wicket. 110 on the board. The target 44 more from 32, but Tim Seifert goes caught, and Shafique has another wicket.
Tough catch this, very tough catch. Again, twisting, running around into the night sky, went high up. He's done by the slower ball, Tim Seifert. 120 k an hour, good change of pace. Feel they had to turn around, run backwards. It's a very good grab into the lights, looking in straight into the Eden Park lights, and Tim Seifert has to go for a very, very good handy innings. 57 runs and 43 balls. His lady foundation is had a really, very good partnership.
Faheem
Phillips and
Faheem Ashraf made the catch, and out to the middle comes James Neesham with the score at 110 for 4 in the 15th over. If you're just joining us, the Black Caps are chasing 154 to win, so 44 more from 32. And James Neesham, who played a very good hand on this ground the last time we were here on a Friday night, Neil Wagner back out to join Mark Chapman.
Definitely did, and the foundation is laid out for him now by that great innings from Tim Seifert. He just needs to come in almost just above run a ball. So not a hell of a lot of pressure on him, but he's going to have to play a good knock here to see the Black Caps through. 2 left-handers the crease now too, so make it a little bit easier for Pakistan to set the field and have their plan.
So the batsman crossed, so it'll be Chapman to face up to Shaheen. Chapman is 18. Shaheen bowls to him now. It's Fuller, and he drives it down the onside, and he'll pick up 1 down to long off. 111 for 4. Chapman is 19. Neesham yet to score.
It's been a very good over this from Afridi. Changes his pace a lot. It's been up there in the 140k an hour mark every time he's had pace on, and as soon as he's rolled his fingers and bowled a slower ball, it's dropped down to 118 to 120k an hour. So a big difference in pace. Been very smart bowling. He's used the facilities. He's bowled it in the block hole. He's used the pitch with pace in the bounce. Been very good fast bowling.
He's also asking a lot of his captain. He's constantly in Shadab's ear, moving across to Shadab, who's at mid-off now. And Neesham getting ready to face his first delivery. 111 for 4. The Black Caps in the 15th over, chasing 154 to win. Chapman 19. Neesham, first ball. It's Shaheem, and he plays and misses. They're up behind the wicket, but no response from the umpire. So the end of the over, 15 gone, 111 for 4 New Zealand. Chapman is 19. Neesham's yet to score. The equation, Neil Wagner, 43 more runs from 30 balls. Let's check in with Brooke Gibson from George FM, who's in the crowd.
Yeah, g'day down here. I'd love to tell you what stand I'm in, but honestly, I've lost my bearings, been walking around a bit. But I'm with a very excited family. They're wearing a lot of green. One obvious choice as to who you're supporting?
Both. We are both Kiwis and Pakis. Both.
Oh, both. And you've got a great sign going on here. What does it say?
Oh, this saying they catch the ball, but not the COVID.
Catch the ball, not the COVID. Genius.
Actually, Pakistan team.
There we go. They're loving it here. They feel like this could be on right now, and I believe so too. It's going down to the wire. Back to you fellas upstairs.
Thank you very much, Brooke. Catch the ball, not the COVID. I like that saying. That's a good one. We prefer that. Here's a start of a new over. Riaz, it's pulled out to deep square by Chapman on the bounce to the fielder Shaheen, and there is 1 run. 112 for 4. Chapman 20. Neesham yet to score.
Good shot there from Chapman. Just dug into the wicket. Nice little pull shot for 1. Just what's required. Just keep taking the scoreboard over here from the Black Caps. Keep another partnership building here with these two.
42 more from 29 balls. Certainly favours the Black Caps on a small Eden Park stadium, but Pakistan have shown that they're in the fight. This is going to be a great series.
It is going to be. They've definitely shown some fight. The bowlers are running in with purpose, a lot of energy. They want the ball. They're definitely throwing it back into the Black Caps here.
Wahab is third over. He's bowling to Neesham, and Neesham plays this one through to sort of like a gully position coming forward, but they can't prevent the single. So Neesham off the mark. He's 1. The Black Caps 113 for 4.
Great running from Chapman. It's been very good. I think it's just been the ability to rotate the strike, to keep those 1s and 2s going, and then obviously just reacting to getting that boundary in there amongst it all. So it's been really good batting from the Black Caps. If they can keep going with this, the boundary will come somewhere. Keep rotating that strike.
Equation is 41 more from 28 balls. Here's Wahab. It's slow, and Chapman picks it and smashes it down to long on for 6.
It's a lovely cricket shot. Just been saying about how they've been really good and proactive in rotating the strike, getting those singles, all of a sudden picking that slower ball, being able to react, target that straight shorter boundary. It's a lovely shot from Chapman. Will take the pressure off. It's a great shot.
In the slot, over pitch, slower ball. Chapman picked it, and that long on fielder had no chance. 119 for 4. It's short, and this time he's played it high. The man on down at fine left drops it. It was in the catch, and it's hit the boundary rope too, so it's 4 for sure. Now it's just whether or not it's 6 as well. Chapman swung it down the leg side. The fielder was coming in off the boundary, looked for all money like he'd take the catch. He spilt it. And I think 4 is the... I think it's been scored 4.
Wahab Riaz's eyes tells a massive story. Oh, it's gone for 4. It's bounced inside the rope. Drop catch for 4. The eyes from Wahab Riaz. Not a happy chappy at the moment after that drop catch. Fortune favours the brave at this case. Chapman going for the pull shot. Top edge.
So Chapman is 30. New Zealand are 123 for 4. And that target, 154. The equation, 31 from 26 balls. All of a sudden, much closer. Here's Wahab, fired up from the northern end. He bowls, and Chapman flicks it, and he misses it. And I think it did collect something on the way down leg side, so no wide. 123 for 4.
Maybe just a little flick of the pad on the way through. Could have just brushed the pad. Not been given wide from umpire Sean Haig.
31 more required for New Zealand to go 1 up in this 3-game series. Here is Wahab. He bowls, and this time giving himself some room and smashing it through mid-off for 4. Chapman, big over for New Zealand this one. 16 from it. 16 overs gone here at Eden Park. New Zealand 127 for 4.
Absolutely lovely cricket shot from Mark Chapman. Gives himself room. Strong shot over mid-off. Lofted drive. Just a lovely cricket shot. And just bringing that equation down close to runnable.
So 127 for 4. Neil Wagner is stepping out of the chair. Mark Richardson's coming in. Chapman 34. Big over that one for New Zealand. The 16 from it. Chapman is 34. Neesham is 1. And that equation, Mark Richardson 27 more from 24. Should be relatively comfortable.
Yeah, it's starting to look a bit more comfortable. They needed a big over. You always know in that last... You sort of back yourself in the last 5 to get 1, 2 big overs, and that makes all the difference. You still got to earn it, and they got a bit of help.
Ralph is back in, and it's Yorker length, and it's squeezed out by Jimmy Neesham to point, and they have taken a single. 128 for 4. Chapman 34, Neesham 1.
I felt a bit sorry for Wahab because he's not having a great night. He didn't need his mate down there to drop what was an absolute goober at a crucial stage. And their momentum just completely turned on its head.
And Riaz's figures of 3 overs for 37 feels slightly unjustified considering the effort he's put in and some of the deliveries he's bowled. Harris Ralph is continuing from the southern end, and he bowls. That's down leg side, big swing, and no contact. Chapman, and it's a wide, so the Black Caps go to 129 for 4.
Good innings this by Chapman, isn't it? He was given the luxury of being able to just start in singles and occupy for some time and get established by Seifert, who did the bulk of the scoring. But just when he's needed to pick it up, Chapman, once Seifert went and showed the responsibility he has.
And a life, and he was on 30. Here is Ralph again, he bowls, and it's full and it's straight, and the finger's gone up and he's out. Chapman looked a pretty good shout at first look. He's going down to have a talk to Neesham. The finger has gone up.
No, I'm 160 metres away on a slight angle, and I'm saying that's dead. Oh, they're going to do it.
Well, they've decided to have a go, and that's sort of what it feels like, having a go.
LBW.
It was full and it was straight.
Out.
Straight full toss.
It's a fair delivery. Let's go to spin vision.
Oh, it's your ideal ball to bowl in the old bowl off. Full toss hitting middle stump.
Well, last time we were in commentary together, Mark
up.
Richardson, you were right on. Let's league shot. It's still hitting, isn't it?
It's hit him on the knee roll, on its way down, on the full, in front of
Flat
middle
line.
leg.
flat line and a gap between bat and ball, roll it through into the pad. There's
I
no
say
bat involved.
hitting middle.
Let's go through to ball tracking when ready.
Halfway up.
Please. Wayne, ball tracking
Like
coming
that's dead in the middle of the stumps.
Impact in line.
Well, he's out.
Hitting,
it's
repeat
definitely
hitting.
hitting the stumps, sitting leg
Wayne,
stump.
you'll be sticking with your original decision. You're on
Still
screen
win,
now.
don't I?
Yeah, I think you do. So Chapman is out. The upshot of all of that is he is out. LBW to Harris. So a very good innings from Mark Chapman comes to an end. And New Zealand in the 17th over, chasing 154 to win, a 129 for 5.
Well, he did play well. He'll be disappointed there not to be there at the end and finish it off, because he's effectively missed a full toss on leg stump, hasn't he? Which most batsmen think, well, that's a gimme.
It's a clip off to square leg to the boundary for 4, isn't it? Or is it?
Well, it's just a leg glance, a little bit of timing, a little bit of placement. You pick up 4. Instead, you're out. I mean, when those balls come down, you see them in your brain and you get ahead of yourself and you go, well, that's 4. And then all of a sudden you think, well, something's wrong with this picture.
You're on your way back to the hut. And that's exactly where Mark Chapman is now. So he's out, 34, and the captain for the night, Mitchell Santner, is out in the middle with James Neesham. The Black Caps 129 for 5, the equation 25 to win from 22 balls.
Yeah, one hitter at the crease in Neesham, 2 from 3, only faced 3. Now you've got Santner, who does take a wee while to get started. There is the chance to bowl a few dots here. Build some pressure.
Here's Ralph. He bowls, and Santner, he's hit high on the top of the bat, and it's just fallen short in front of the player coming in from the gully. A little bit lucky, Santner. He's got through for a single, so he's off the mark, but fortuitous. Shadab, the captain of Pakistan, very encouraged by what he saw then.
Yeah, they've done their homework, haven't they? Go short. Go short. I know that Santner has worked on that. He's worked on being able to play the pull shot. But early in his innings, bowlers with a bit of gas, it's a good plan to Santner.
And the bowler, Harris, sort of halfway down the pitch, was remonstrating with his fielders about being on their toes. 130 for 5. Here is Neesham on strike, and Harris bowls, and this time Neesham just tucks it in front of point, and they get no run. 130 for 5. Neesham is 2, Santner is 1. The equation 24 from 20 for New Zealand to win this opening game. Now Ralph into his 4th overs, figures of 3 for 26. Good performance from the big fast right arm pace bowler for Pakistan, Harris Ralph. And he really did have Santner in a little bit of trouble with that first ball. 24 to win for New Zealand, 20 balls remaining, and it's Neesham on strike to Ralph, who bowls him, and Neesham this time glides that one down to third man, and they will take a single. New Zealand 131 for 5, the target 154.
You know, I like Neesham when he just stands and waits early in innings like this. He looks to have a calm head. That one there, he just stood up, let it come, got it away for a single. Every ball he plays like that, he gets a little bit more set, he gets his eyes, he gets the pace, and then he'll pick the right ball to go boom down the ground.
So Santner's back on strike, and you can bet your pocket money this is likely to be short, somewhere up around the neck. Here is Ralph, he's standing, it's a bit fuller, and he's flicked it, Santner out square. He's gone through for 1, and they will come back for the second. Good bit of fielding out there, can't prevent that second run. So we've had 17 overs here at Eden Park. The score is 133 for 5. New Zealand need 21 more runs to win from 18 deliveries.
Yeah, with 5 wickets still to play with, they shouldn't need anywhere near those 5 wickets, but it means they can afford to lose another 2 perhaps, and still have players who can hold the bat, so they can take an element of risk. Still in front of the game. I don't think they'll want to go, let's do this in singles, because it never works out that way. But just good, sensible batting should see them home.
133 for 5, Santner 3, Neesham 5, and the physio's just out there on the middle of the pitch. That gives me a chance to step away from the microphone. More from Mark Richardson, and then it'll be Simon Dill.
There is a golden rule that a chasing team always try to adhere to, and when you are chasing a total like this, when you need a little over a run of ball, don't take it into the final over. So maybe rather than saying we've got 3 overs to win this game, maybe think of it more like 2 overs to win the game. Because once you get into that final over, you get an element of panic, You get a couple of dot balls, anything can happen.
Yeah, and also perhaps, Rigger, a very sore finger. Hopefully not for Mitchell Santner's case, broken, but a very, very sore finger at the moment for Mitch Santner. He got wrapped right on that. It's on his bowling hand as well. So his left hand, his spinning finger, he got one right on the end of it. So he's had it severely taped. Tommy Simsick, the New Zealand physio, was out in the middle of Eden Park for a little while. So let's hope that's all okay. Tom Bartlett's gone off to find some more pocket money because he put it all on the next ball being short as well. So he's gone off to try and earn a little bit more money. Lost all his pocket money, so hopefully he's okay. 133 for 5 as Shaheen Afridi comes in and Jimmy Neesham just goes bang straight over the bowler's head, down the ground. I think that's gone flat for 6.
This has not got more than about 6 foot off the deck, and it's just smashed into the boundary rope, but it's, what is it? It's a padded sort of triangle.
We call it the Toblerone.
It does look like a Toblerone, doesn't it? Well, no one's travelling overseas, so no one's bringing him back on duty-free, are they? All the duty-free stores are closed. Yeah, it has. It's hit the Toblerone. That's 6. It never went more than about 6 foot off the ground, but just stood, waited, got the full ball, and just used his lovely strength down the ground.
When he reacts, to me, that's when James Neesham is the player we want to see. He's reacting to what's bowled. He's not going searching. He's not looking for innovation. Not looking for crazy shots. They're just deciding whether this has hit the advertising Toblerone on the full or not. We're trying to look at our monitor. I don't know. Can we decide? Is it 6 or 4?
I think that the third umpire's confused because it sort of hit it and rebounded upwards, which suggests that it might have hit the... No, they decided it's 6 now, and it was. It hit it. Because remember the Toblerone is angled slightly up, so it's like a little ramp.
If you are at home, it is. It's just like that bar of chocolate that you might be tucking into right now. Neesham's now 9, 139 for 5 as Shaheen in again, and that's full. It's a slower ball, turned into the onside, no run, remains 139 for 5. New Zealand 15 from 16 required.
He changed it up there. It was a good play, actually. He didn't really do that in his first spell. This couple of overs just charged in and kept things simple. Tried to swing the ball. He's not swinging it now, but he does need to change the pace because once James Neesham gets his timing and starts striking, he will. If he finds the middle of the bat, he'll find the fence. So you got to do something to upset his timing.
There he is again, left-handed Shaheen, short, high, too wide. Yes, far too wide. Both umpires, Sean Haig in particular, says you'll have to re-bowl that, sir. Just miles over Jimmy Neesham's head. 140 for 5 now.
Yeah, you got to try it though. Problem with this surface is it does bounce. You bang it in, it will get up, and that one was a good 6 inches above the helmet. It was nearly a foot above the helmet.
Tall, fast left armer Shaheen Shah Afridi approaches again. Left arm over the wicket to Neesham, goes forward to another very good slower ball, deceives him. All ends up. Neesham was playing a shot, thought about another shot, and then finally played a defensive shot and missed them all.
Yeah, lovely piece of bowling, wasn't it? Because I bet after the wide that Neesham was probably thinking, all right, the bowler's probably going to keep things pretty simple here, so I'll stand, I'll wait. And no, he outthought him, gave him the slower ball, pitched it perfectly, and Neesham was just found feeling for it outside off stump.
Good comeback after the 6 from Shaheen. 140 for 5, 14 required, 15 deliveries remaining. Shaheen approaches again, bowls, and Neesham swings this one away over long on this time. He's found the middle twice in this over, and he's got 12. Jimmy Neesham, that is another fantastic striker, way over long on. 146 for 5, Neesham to 15.
One too many slower balls is what this was. Another one delivered at about 122, so off pace to the value of about 20k. And Neesham was just up to it. It wasn't a long half volley, it was more of a length ball, but Neesham just, well, he was waiting for it, just cleared his front foot a little bit and just swung through the line and hit it long over long on.
Just 8 required now, 14 deliveries left, and Shaheen in again. 2 left in the over, he bowls, left arm over the wicket, looks for the Yorker. I think that's leg side-ish though. Should be a leg bite. Neesham slips at the far end. Looks like he's Maybe twisted an ankle or done something, James Neesham. This wicket block here, of course, it's not a wicket block, is it, Mark? It's we've got a little delay in play here because Neesham's down. The Black Caps 147 for 5. He's gone to turn, maybe look to come back for the second, and just completely slipped on the edge of where the cricket pitch is because it's a drop-in surface, so it's all just quite damp and long grass.
They cut it, so it looks like there's a couple of wickets either side, like it's a wicket block, but I think that's smoke and mirrors. You got to decide where you want to run. Do you want to run on the pitch? But you can't really. It's hard to run on the pitch here because, unlike a normal pitch, let's say that's on a wicket block, there's a little bit of pitch out to the side. Literally, it's where the return creases are. That's about the width of the pitch. So you do tend to run on the greasy outfield, would be the way to put it. It's a bit derogatory towards the outfield here at Eden Park, but yeah.
While we were having our discussion and while James Neesham was lying on the ground in the middle of Eden Park, I missed Mohammad Rizwan and Shadab Khan going for a review, which was null and void because it pitched outside leg anyway. So they took a review. You get 2 in 2020s because of the home umpires. They already lost one earlier, of course, and they've just lost that one with the ball pitching outside leg stump. I guess it was worth a crack, one might say. But James Neesham still getting treatment out in the middle.
Yeah, it's just as... Oh, I see what he's done. So it's his back leg, as he was sliding in, his back leg just got stuck in the turf and twisted. He's all right now, by the looks of it.
Well, it could be Magic Talks James Neesham again next week. We never know. He was with us for the first Test match in Hamilton for the West Indies Test match. Jimmy Neesham came and did a couple of days' work here on Magic Talk, and I think he enjoyed his time.
Well, I don't think you could do it because the stairs in Hamilton, you've got to climb up to get to the commentary box.
No lift. No lift there.
Oh, he's injured.
Everything seems to be okay again now. Mitchell Santner is on strike. And New Zealand 147 for 5. Shaheen Afridi, 1 ball remaining in his final over. He's got 2 for 26. 7 needed from 13 deliveries. Santner 3, Neesham 15.
Just block it if you're Santner. Leave Neesham on strike.
Here he comes now. Looks to swing it away down to long on. And he'll pick up 1 here, will Mitch Santner. Moves through to 4 at the end of the 18th. So 2 to go. New Zealand require 6 from 12 deliveries. Neesham's 15. Santner is 4.
Yeah, great timing. Great timing and execution of shots from Neesham, but also great timing of when to take someone on. Summed it up nicely, and he's ensured that New Zealand probably will not take this game into the final over. It's important for the psyche, no panic going into that, and he did it at the right time. I don't know, I don't think he took a chance. He just picked the right deliveries and backed his pure ball striking.
Well, Wahab Riaz is the bowler. He's bowling the 19th over, Wahab. 3 overs, none for 37. Been a little bit expensive tonight. Can find a Yorker, though. Wahab, what's he got on offer? Left arm over the wicket. Santner gives himself room. Misses out on a ball. It was just outside the line of off stump. I don't know that there's any real need to be moving around too much from Mitchell Santner's point of view. Is there? Just in behind it and play some normal cricket shots. It remains 148 for 5.
Sometimes it's just more sensible, if you don't have to do the job yourself, to leave it to someone else. If that someone else is doing a good job, let's get off strike.
Yeah, just gone so far towards the leg side, Santner, that he couldn't even reach that delivery. 3 men up inside the circle on the offside, 1 on the leg. Wahab Riaz in again, bowls full. And Santner chips it over top of cover. They'll pinch 2. They will comfortably in the end go through for 2. Santner moves to 6, and New Zealand to 150 for 5. Just 4 runs required now.
Just hangs back a bit, doesn't he, Santner? He sweats on that short ball. He knows that the short ball to him for the quicker bowlers is a real go-to, and then when he gets those fuller ones, he can sometimes get in a bit of a tangle.
Here he is again. Wahab. Oh dear, there you go, that tangle, he went short. Santner looked to get inside the line of it, but he was in no position to play it. It's raced through to Rizwan, the keeper. Remains 150 for 5, but he did not look comfortable.
Well, I think he was thinking he might get a fuller one here, and he'd move to the offside, because if he can get it over the man who's in the circle at mid-wicket, he'd hit boundary, because there's a lot of room between deep square leg and long on. In the end, he nearly lost his head.
Wahab again, this one just outside the line of off stump. Santner looks to swing it into the onside, can't catch up with it. Hits the thigh pad, balloons into the offside, no run, 150 for 5, still 4 required.
So Neesham did his best to ensure that this game will not go into the last over. Santner's now doing his best to ensure it does go into the last over. He's always thinking of the crowd, Mitchell Santner. That's his thing. So he's just not a selfish cricketer at all.
It's a good fight back from Pakistan. We all talked about the fact that stats-wise, they'd be 30 short of what they should have scored on this particular pitch, but they've kept fighting with the ball. Here's Riaz again in bowls, and Santner will finish it off. Swivels, turns, pulls it down over long leg for 6, into the grandstand. The skipper does the job in the end. Skipper for tonight, that is, in Mitchell Santner. He goes through and makes sure the Black Caps win with 7 balls remaining by 5 wickets. Pakistan posted 153, and the Black Caps have done it in style. And they take game number 1 of this 3-match series in very good fashion here at Eden Park, Mark.
Yeah, in the end, the skipper's done a good job, actually. He was looking for the ball he got. He was looking for something banged in that would get up about hip height on about leg stump. He just moved to the offside and just used the pace and just helped it into the stand. So you'd have to say a comfortable victory by New Zealand. It's probably one that they may have, after the start, the score that they were chasing, arguably would have felt they could have done it slightly more comfortably, but they had the opportunity to perform under a little bit of pressure while never being really too far under the pump. So they'll say it was a good night out as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, with it's an under-strength side, but a side without some key figures from a New Zealand point of view. Right, what we'll do is we'll take a short break here from Eden Park, come back, we'll wrap it all up, we'll talk to the captains, but it's the Black Caps who have taken the first of 3 T20 internationals here tonight at Eden Park. Pakistan posted 153, New Zealand replied with 156 for 5 in 18.5 overs. Neesham finished not out on 15 and Santner not out 12. Back here shortly at Eden Park, and Tom Bartlett will be down on the ground for us to talk to all the relevant participants in tonight's game.
Magic Talk and Rovers commentary team choose to stay at the Seabull Auckland Viaduct Harbour. Book online at accor.com/New Zealand, official hotel supplier for New Zealand cricket.
Just because you're not near a radio doesn't mean you can't listen to Magic Talk.
Kate writes, just wondering, can my friend in the UK listen to Magic Talk online? Kate, yes, of course. ROVA is the app.
Take us with you anytime, 24/7 on Rover. Listen live or listen to our best podcast wherever you like.
Carolyn from Taranaki. I thought Magic Talk had lost its frequency over your side of the island.
I've got it on Bluetooth, feeds it off the internet. But without that, I'd have been happy with you on a tin pot transistor.
Magic Talk on Rover. Download it from the App Store now, leading New Zealand's conversation.
Magic Talk, your new home for live cricket. Streaming live on Rover.
The Black Caps have taken a 1-0 series lead over Pakistan. The first T20 at Eden Park has seen New Zealand win by 5 wickets. Did it pretty comfortably in the end with 7 balls to spare. It was certainly a seesawing match throughout. Pakistan 4 for 20 at one stage. They got themselves through to 153, but New Zealand pretty well-paced innings overall. Martin Guptill, he was the first to go for 6. This is in the chase. Tim Seifert, great 57 off 43 from him. Devon Conway got cheaply, caught and bowled. Harris Rao was a good catch too. He probably would have had a broken nose if he didn't take it. Conway went for 5. Glenn Phillips, good knock again, 23 off 18. Mark Chapman, LBW eventually again by Harris Rao, 34 off 20 though, and that was probably the innings that started to swing New Zealand's favour. That work in the middle of Phillips and Chapman. Jimmy Neesham came out, great little knock, 15 off 10, hurt himself in the process too, so we will see how he comes up later in the week. And then Mitchell Santner, the captain of the day, he was also not out at the end at 12 off his 8 deliveries. Ricky Swannon alongside me, Neil Wagner. Well, job done again.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great result, great win. Like everyone said, it's not the A team or the first string guys, but to come in and play a very good Pakistan team in our own backyard, and obviously a very comprehensive win, and got put under pressure a little bit there and brought it back nicely. So all in all, I think a great result.
First time New Zealand has beaten Pakistan in 6 T20 matches. We've talked throughout about just that confidence and winning mentality. They've shown today other guys can come in and see New Zealand home, different players this time.
Yeah, definitely. And as we see right now at the moment, Jacob Duffy, man of the match, coming in the first game and having played domestic cricket for a long period of time now, playing A cricket as well, getting that opportunity and making full use of it and getting himself a man of match reward and fully well deserved. And like you said, younger guys and other guys coming into the group, and likes of Devon Conway, who showed what he did against West Indies, and it just shows again the depth of our cricket in New Zealand cricket in our domestic game at the moment, which is really good to see.
Yeah, Jacob Duffy on debut, 4 for 33. It's got Kuggeleijn as well, 3 for 27. If we have a look through that bowling innings of New Zealand, and they had Pakistan early, 4 for 20 odd, and then Pakistan were able to find a way through. So what improvements shall we see, with admittedly of course a change in the attack coming?
Yeah, I think as sometimes you get your bit of luck in T20 cricket, and things that go your way and sometimes not go your way. But yeah, I think the execution of bowling Yorkers, that change ups. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit them, but I think that's one thing they'll go away and look at improving is how do we close off the death? How do we, when we've got them 5 down early on, is how do we put our foot on the throat and make sure we don't take it right down to the end. So I think they'll keep improving, knowing the nature of the team. They'll go back and work really hard on those sort of things and closing the game off.
We'll just be standing by it to have a catch up with some of the players shortly. Hopefully, getting Tom Bartlett getting into position. New Zealand 156 for 5, winning by 5 wickets with 7 balls to spare. A lot of changes going to happen for the second match in Hamilton. Kane Williamson, due to come back in, and congratulations to him and his wife Sarah. The new baby has arrived. Wonderful news for everybody. Tim Southey, Kyle Jamieson, Daryl Mitchell, Trent Bolt, all due to come in, and that's when you start to see the depth, right, in this New Zealand side.
Yeah, 100%. That's where you start seeing it. Kane, hopefully he has got some good sleep at night. Pretty sure he'll get there fresh and ready to go. But yeah, the likes of the experience of Tim and Trent, and then obviously Kyle has only played his first game a couple of weeks ago, but he's been around with the team now.
All right, let's go down to Tom Bartlett in the thick of the action with one of the Black Caps players.
I am, thanks Ricky. Tim Seifert. Tim, congratulations. Terrific innings from you tonight, obviously, but more importantly for the team, what a win.
Yeah, thanks. It's a great way to start the series, and personally didn't do as well as I wanted in those series against West Indies, so it was great to come out here and do that, but also most importantly help the team to a good win.
Let's talk about your innings. Obviously, you came in with, there were a couple of wickets early and you sort of had to build your way into it, but once you got going, you looked great. Did it feel good?
Yeah, it was. I mean, Pakistan bowled well as well. It was one of those pitches, if you bowled it in good areas, it was tough. But, also when we talked about going, we kind of lost that wicket, so to restart and go again was a little bit tough out there. But no, every batter that came in did their job, and it was good, and good to bat with Chappie out there. I thought he bowled, batted very well as well.
Yeah, it was a good partnership between you guys. Go back to the start of the game. Obviously, Jacob Duffy comes in. It's not a bad way to start your T20 career, is it?
Yeah, how good. It's a great way to start. Even nearly took an absolute blinder catch as well, but no, that's just well deserved. He's bowled well over the years for Otago, and it's well deserved, and good to see that he comes on the stage and does well as well.
And a word for Pakistan tonight. Obviously they've come off quite a long break and a long time in quarantine. They've had to build themselves in, but they came in, they proved they'll be pretty competitive in this series.
Yeah, obviously, look, they had a tough start, but credit to them, they did come out here firing, and we started off well, and credit to them, they obviously hung in there as well and put actually pretty good score up at the end, so all credit to them.
Well done tonight, Tim. Congratulations personally, but also for the team, well done. We look forward to seeing you in Hamilton.
Cheers, mate. See you guys in Hamilton. Thanks.
Tim Seifert, 57 off 43, and a word there 2-0 Wagner about Pakistan. Started slowly, fought back really well, and have showed fight throughout both innings, both their batting and bowling innings. It was impressive at times.
Yeah, definitely. I think what we like to see is teams rocking up and really want to, compete and be quite aggressive, and that's what they show. They wanted the ball. They ran in with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. They kept trying to hit the wicket really hard with all those pace bowlers who, really look very encouraging. They definitely show that they're going to be a challenge over here this summer as well.
Yeah, the bowling figures for Pakistan: Shaheen Afridi 2 for 27 from his 4. Imad Wasim none for 14 from 2. Harris Ralph was dangerous as well, 3 for 29 3 for 29 of his 4 as well. Faheem Ashraf, who also had a really good hand with the bat, none for 18 off 3. Wahab Riaz a little bit expensive, none for 45 of his 3.5 overs, and that was probably just towards the end where Neesham Santner came out and really finished the job. Also Shadab Khan, who's led this team well, none for 22 of his 2 overs as well. Just standing by, seeing if Tom Bartlett's going to muscle in and have a chat to somebody else. I think he's going to stand by and wait for the New Zealand captain Mitchell Santner to wander over eventually. Of course, he's one of the players who you get to captain the team one day and then on your bike you're out the next, and so I think Mitch is wandering over now to have a chat with Tom. There's so many people down there to have a yarn with on the way. It takes a while to get everyone. He's practicing his golf stroke. It's looking good. Tom Bartlett should hopefully be ready to go and have a chat with Mitch Santner.
Oh, I am, yeah. There's a few people down here. We've got Jeetan Patel, Brendan McCullum. Everyone wants to chat, but I've managed to grab him. Mitchell Santner, congratulations. I suppose you'd say that's one win, one played, one. Is it for you as a captain?
Yeah, unfortunately, the first time round was only a 2-over game, so it was nice to be out there for the full 20, and the lads put on a bit of a clinic today.
What impressed you most? Obviously, we'll start with the bowling effort. It was a terrific effort, particularly from obviously Jacob Duffy. But the collective group, what do you say about the collective bowling group?
Yeah, I guess we were a little bit undecided on the wicket. It was obviously a used wicket, and I think the way the boys adapted at the start, there was a little bit of shape, and obviously banging that hard length was tough to hit, and we did that very well and put them under the pump early, which was nice. And then with the bat, obviously it wasn't easy. And we managed to get a few partnerships there and get across the line. So pretty happy with the start.
150, obviously they got to, which was a pretty good score considering where they were at. Did you feel that you were chasing a few more than you might have wished at that stage, having had them 50 odd for 5?
Yeah, we probably would have liked 1 or 2 more.